Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? So sorry I was late. I have a good reason. I was actually being creative.
Oh shit! I got to mute that.
Yeah.
I
God
was
damn.
talking on the phone. I hadn't. I was leaving a message just now.
You son of a
You see
bitch.
Spherical messing with H farts already? Hashtag
No.
hawk shit. Spherical's on one already.
That's okay. That's okay. So I wanna explain why I was late. Okay. So I kind of like this has been on my mind. So I was actually working on finishing up a short story. For those of you who don't know, I guess I've been trying to get back into writing a little bit. And so the other day, believe it or not, Mo Moon actually sent me not this image, but an image of like kind of a creepy ice cream cart and like at night in some neighborhood, you know? And I was like, man, that's actually kind of a cool idea. Maybe I can turn that into a story. Yeah, maybe I can turn this into something interesting. So I started workshopping this idea about a story called The Ice Cream Man. And it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. Chris here read part of the climax. I don't know if Chris can hear me.
I was just saying hi to Sean, and then it autocorrected his name wrong. It's spelled.
Oh, it did, yeah.
Well,
Sean, the link is in the chat, man. If you want to come on in, I'm always curious.
No, I like that. I kind of now really do want to read the whole thing. I love those pulp style, anthology type horror books. Those have always been my favorite because the short stories seem to tell more than the long ones. Even though the long ones are great too, but you got to really dedicate some time if you're going to read like Misery, The Stand, fucking It, these Stephen Kings that go on for thousands of pages. But yeah, so I like the short ones, and I'm telling you, man, that's a fun little story, man. I like the ice cream truck, man. Yeah. That's creepy shit, dude. Like, you're hiding out, it's coming after you, and you hear the music getting closer and closer and closer.
Creepy
to me, that's nightmare.
Yeah,
that's nightmare.
Creepy pasta didn't do this.
Wow, so, Parallax is already like, fuck your story.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's talk about a goddamn another reboot of a goddamn fucking movie. Jesus Christ, he's out here talking about original goddamn content. Actually, this story is a riff on another concept that I'm not going to tell you all, because fuck you. That's why.
Yeah, because fuck you. That's why. Fuck
no,
you,
it's very kind of Hitchcockian to an extent. God damn, my cat.
Is your cat in heat? That's your cat. You were the only one.
Let me go.
I literally looked behind myself to see if I even have a cat. Do I have a cat?
My cat. I gotta you know how it is when it's summertime and they got fleas, right? Because all animals have fleas.
Yeah, because they go outside and come in. Yeah.
No. It's just he went outside, he got him, I think, and he brought him back in. But I got to give him flea medication, and he's just like
flea magnets, bro.
He is like. When I say like this cat, this cat is strong. Like he has knocked me down twice today trying to get him. Like I hold him down and like last minute he just gets free and then just pulls me with him. Like it's so, like honestly. So I've got him in the room I'm going to try to get him to go to sleep so then I can just kind of catch him while he's sleeping and give him the medicine and
give him some NyQuil.
Give him some. I don't have Ace Prozine right now for my cats.
It's funny.
He's gonna meow like a motherfucker. I'm just gonna go shut the bathroom door so he's go calm down in there. So give me a second. Talk to the chat.
I don't know, man. They're a little rowdy tonight, but I guess I can talk to them. You guys are now. Look at all the damn H farts, man. Bam, bam. Look at all these super chats. Bam, bam, bam. Rational's got one in there. Garrick. Is that who I think it is? What did you think of the humor in the movie? I know Jeremy Johnston. That's not Garrick, like Garrick, right? Like, anyway, and it could be, it may not be, who knows? I just, Charba has his own Streaky the Super Cat. Is there a cat named Streaky? Streaky the Super. We got a crypto. Why don't we have, what would the cat's name be named? Like how many other superheroes are there that are from Krypton that aren't villains? I don't know much about Superman, guys, but I know that I know there's a black Superman. I know Superman has a biological son and a somewhat cloned son. because I watched that Superman movie last night. Pretty good. All the 4 different Superman, and then like the robot one was like, no, really, I'm Superman. I was pretty good. And you got Kara, of course, but I could have swore there was another one, another female, another like that might have been an Elseworlds one though. But she could have like a cat. What would you name it? Yeah, Comet. Comet could work out. Crypto's a little on the. Crypto's a little on the nose. You know what I mean? Like, but then again, so is Kryptonite. He's from the planet Krypton. The dog's named Crypto. I don't know, man. A cat name would be hard. Comet the super horse. A horse. But a cat, bro. Like, imagine a fucking cat, bro. Like, oh my god. A cat with the powers of Crypto would fuck somebody up. Their claws would never break. Like when they go feral or get in heat, because dogs like dogs want heat, but they don't act like cats when they are in heat. Like fucking cat. You guys have heard of cat in heat, right? Like for fucking days, like 2-3 days sometimes. Can you imagine like a Kryptonian cat pissed off? And it couldn't be like a little tabby or a little house cat. You'd have to give it a little bit of. Well, no, that's not true because Crypto's just a scruffy little mutt, man. I don't even think he's a pure breed. So you could just have like a regular little cat, I guess.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just had to get him. I had to get him and give him the medicine, and then he got pissed. But we got him. Hey, what up, Sean? How you doing?
Yeah, Sean, man.
Hey, am I in here?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. You just
that's,
can't.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh, Sean's already confused.
No, he's not on camera, which is fine because I don't have it set up for that. But I can always pull it down.
Well, do you at least see my avatar? I can't.
I don't see an avatar.
He can bring it up though. He just never.
Hold the Jesus. It's not like I'm being stubborn here. You fucking assholes. There you go. Yeah, we don't see it. We don't see it. You got to turn your camera off, Sean.
He's pitch black.
Well, my camera is off. I think.
No, you got to turn it off on the thing. On the bottom, you're going to see a little camera icon.
Oh yeah, and if you turn that off, then your avatar should show up. I think
it should show up. Yeah, because I can't.
No,
that's okay. You turned it on.
Nope,
I get that. That's weird. Oh well then guess what? That's fine. Because your entire soul is going to be black talking about this movie anyway.
I have a black soul. Man, listen, guys. I have just been a little shocked at. Obviously my video went viral, which I didn't expect. Not my videos don't get.
We were talking about that last night, man. Yeah,
and I'm kind of shocked because it's more like 85% where people agree with me. So obviously I got stuck in somebody's what do you call it? Algorithm.
Yeah.
And it's not the one where everyone's enjoying the movie. And it's weird because I've had like 1,500 comments or more, and I have gone out of my way to engage with every single one of them in some capacity, whether a thumbs up and I've been very cordial with everybody, and it's just weird. I just didn't expect the video to blow up like that. I figured I'd get 1,000 views tops, and so it's just really odd.
Well, I think what you've got is you've got a contingent of I don't want to just say like Zack Snyder fans, because I don't think every Zack Snyder fan dislikes this movie. But there's a lot of that. And then also what you had, and this is really funny because you're pretty you're pretty anti right wing. You call out Trump all the time. But a lot of this stuff is, the oh, it's super woke because it's an immigrant story, blah, 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 all that shit that they like to say about it. So in some ways, I think maybe you got in on that algorithm. So if you want to test this, do a video saying, really Lex Luthor was kind of like Donald Trump.
And I was wrong. I actually like this movie, and then see how much hate you get.
Well, I
actually really enjoyed that video. I just I like the movie, but it's okay. It's okay if Sean didn't.
Sean cannot like it. I've watched it, I think, twice overall. Because there's been some streams of people watching it, and it does sound a little bit like Sean. It sounds a little bit like you're going in with like that I'm shocked, I tell you.
The
Shocked.
Well, honestly, I know everyone got me, gets on me about the language, but I kind of knew going in that like Gunn was going to gun, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't think Superman. I figured, well, maybe the other characters might say stuff, but for me, there was literally like 6 curse words in the whole movie, and of course, they're not harsh curse words. It's shit and goddamn and
Asshole.
an asshole. But in the end, like if you cut those out of the film, it changed nothing. And other than maybe the super shit thing, but honestly, like Lois Lane in those scenes never had to say asshole. She could have just walked away, or Mr. Terrific could have, he could have when they said, can you get it? Can you do it? And then he gets to the console, he could have just said, I'm Mr. Terrific, and it would have been just fine instead of I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific. Like it for me, none of it drove the story forward as far as the language, so it wasn't needed. And I don't know why I got so much heat from that. They're all like, well, kids hear it when they go to kindergarten and they hear it on and I'm like, yeah, but that's fine. But that's not, if you're selling the dog and you're trying to bring in kids, you don't have Supergirl show up drunk, even if it's comic book accurate to the Woman of Tomorrow. You don't do that as her big intro into the universe. And honestly, like that scene didn't do anything for Supergirl. Because it did nothing, even introducing her. That was a nothing burger, that scene. It was in the movie.
It wasn't about her. It was about the dog.
Well, I think it was I think they're gonna have a redemption arc for her storyline, and I think they need to show that she has PTSD. They have to show that she's damaged, and a lot of people I agree to drugs and stuff.
I agree with you 100%. The problem is what he's doing is what Rian Johnson did, and what I mean by that is they're giving us a character where we don't have any setup, and it's going to confuse the audience. Okay, it's not going to confuse the fanboys that know Woman of Tomorrow. It's going to confuse the general audience where they're going to go, why is she drunk? Why'd she show up? Why'd she call him a bitch? Like
he explained it. There was literally an exposition dump. He explained why she was going to red planets, why she was getting drunk.
No, I know. And that's called bad writing, when you're spoon feeding the exposition to the audience to explain the scene. If you had to spoon feed the exposition, then you failed as a filmmaker to tell the scene without spoon feeding that information. Because here's the thing, the robots have been with Superman for how many years now? We can assume a couple of years, and they keep building a new one every once in a while. And here, this is number 7 or this is number 9. They understand the red sun shit. So what Superman was saying wasn't for the robots' knowledge. It was for the audience's knowledge. Just like when the robot says, we don't feel anything, we're just automatons. That is not for Superman to know. Superman already knows that because he's helped build these robots, or they were already they became part of the Fortress of Solitude. He knows that they don't feel anything. So the fact that these robots are saying these things is to tell the audience what these robots are about and that they don't feel anything. And you're just like, that's so stupid. That's the worst writing of a screenplay. I think that's where I get frustrated with the script in general, is it literally was spoon feeding stuff. Like
I think the exposition
elementary school teacher.
But I think that's for the normies. I don't think that's for the comic book people. I think it is for the normies, and it's a little bit of a hint.
To be fair, though, there were what appeared to be 3 moments in the film where that came up, right? There was the opening of the movie where, like, don't thank us, we have no way of knowing what the fuck that is.
We don't care if you live or die.
And then there was a second one about, we don't care about whether the dog lives or dies, and then it's like, okay. And then at the end, Gary at the end, maybe a bit more understanding, you know what I mean? He got a bit more personality, like, oh, that would explain the behavioral problems. Cause like who raises him,
Yeah, and I mean, it's by no means a perfect movie, but I give it a solid 8, man. I love this movie, man.
Figured it out.
I love this movie.
Well, I mean,
I just think it's not perfect by any means. I did like I think it was on Max's stream. Him and Rhea were talking about it, and Rhea said something like super interesting. She wants Supergirl to be the DC Barbie. You know how Barbie had this impact and like nobody saw it coming? Like, wow, holy shit, the way That would be awesome if Supergirl got that kind of treatment, man. Because you're covering all the bases, you know, like everybody's gonna be happy. Like in my opinion, I just thought it was like a pretty good take, man. Like, and I love a good
I get the
redemption.
whole I get the whole take and I get the redemption thing. I'm looking in the chat and I see Parallax says Supergirl saying bitch was fantastic. She said it in a certain way that made it funny. I'm assuming Parallax is a dude. I'm assuming Parallax is probably in his 20s and not a 6-year-old girl that needs a superhero to look up to, which my daughter is a 6-year-old girl who loves Miss Marvel, loves Black Widow, watches all the Lego versions of them too as well, other than the Marvel films. And so for me, it seems like there's a segment of people that aren't getting what I'm saying when I say it. And I think it's because maybe they just don't have kids.
You know, I would agree. I would agree with that. I think having kids, but see the funny, like, but then again, like, I don't know, maybe my kids are 5 and 7, you know, and I try to watch my language, but at the same time they hear stuff and, you know, they pick up on it, you know, like today, my daughter like stubbed her toe and she went, "Oh, God damn it." I'm like, whoops.
Yeah, I mean, like my daughter, the thing is with my daughter, and this is on an individual basis, so I can have these Andrew, why take your 6-year-old to a PG-13? Because of the dog. Like they marketed this movie towards little kids and the toys and everything. Like, are we going to go to Walmart for a toy and say you can't have that because the movie's rated PG-13? You can't have that stuffed dog. Like, get a life with that kind of like comment. That's stupid. And then people have been saying that to me too. It's PG-13. You should have known better. It's like, no, they marketed this movie towards kids. But my point is, like for me, I know at some point she's going to hear all this in school. I know at some point she's going to, this is not a big deal. And I curse like a sailor, but I don't do it in front of my kid. Like post or pre-kid, I was dropping F-bombs left and right. And I do it on my channel.
I think, Sean, this is my idea.
What?
I think that here's just an idea. You need to go see Superman again by yourself.
Oh, no. I'm never seeing it again.
What okay? So you automatically okay? So it's not just about the cuss words and stuff.
No, the movie was bad. The spoon feeding of the dialogue, the scenes. I mean, the depictions of some of the characters. This was like Justice Gang and Superman. It wasn't Superman as the movie, and there wasn't enough Clark. I didn't see like what's weird is in the trailer. Everyone was like, "Oh, did you see the transition when he leaned in and he goes, Miss Lane?" And he changed to Superman. Oh my God, it was just like no, it wasn't like the Christopher Reeve when he did it, because Christopher Reeve did it with no dialogue when he took his glasses off and changed his position and rolled back his shoulders. That was pure fucking acting. What he did was a good transition, but to be put on that scale was ridiculous. And the one thing I'll say about that scene is that looked great in the trailer. When they put it in the movie, they did a 2-shot of that and robbed Dave Cornsweet of that moment.
I said that in my review.
I was like, why did they switch that? And
did you catch that? I know you listened to my review, right? Did you catch that part?
I did, but I
said that too.
I saw that in the theater when I was sitting there. I was like, wait a minute, didn't he lean in and it was a front shot in the trailer? And then they robbed him of that moment. And see, that was the thing that I felt James Gunn did through the whole film. And then when you hear this behind the scenes stuff where he told Cornsweet to shut the fuck up on set, look, James Gunn's got a reputation of being a dick to his actors. Basically, like, don't talk, just say the lines and do what I tell you. I don't want you thinking too much. I don't want you investigating or like. And if you've watched anything that Cornsweet has done in the marketing of this film, when they ask him questions, dude, this guy goes deep. He goes deep into the lore. You ask him about Star Wars, dude, that guy knows everything about Star Wars. He is so deep in all of this, whether it's Superman. And if he had a discussion with James Gunn on set and he said, maybe this, and James Gunn was like, shut the fuck up and just say the line. That is like, I can see that dynamic was playing out in the marketing where Cornsweet would start to say something and get really deep and metaphorical, and James Gunn would cut him off. That's why I was so happy when they went to just doing interviews with Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan, and they started pulling back on James Gunn being in every fucking press dump where he's sitting next to them, because he would talk over them when they were trying to say stuff. And I'm just like, dude, get him out of here. I want to hear from the actors. I want to hear their takes. And my thinking is, when the dust settles on this movie, and of course, Cornsweet's going to go on to play Superman for maybe 10 movies, whatever it's going to be, My thinking is you're going to find that he is going to mesh better with other directors, and they're going to actually let him do a performance that is the standard of where he comes from, Juilliard, which is where Christopher Reeve came from. I believe he has way more acting skills than was shown because James Gunn handicapped him with the jokes and took away his moments by putting a joke on the climax of every one of his emotional moments.
Well, there wasn't a joke when that guy got shot in the head. They kind of held on that one. They let that one sit in.
Well, but that was a wide shot from behind, from like 1,000 meters away, because
I like that shot a lot.
Yeah, like, I don't think they could do a close up of that. It's PG-13.
But what I'm saying is, you didn't see Corn Sweat's reaction to that.
Yeah, I mean, they cut to Corn Sweat's reaction to it, but
yeah, but it just again, it's even like the moment at the end with when he's telling him, this is what makes me me, and blah blah blah.
That
blah.
part did kind of. I did say one of my critiques was that they didn't let certain emotional moments breathe enough. And the DP too. Like, if you go back and you look at that scene, he's backlit, and every time he said a really emotional beat, the light from behind the window from the skyscraper blew him out on some of his most dramatic lines. Go back and watch that scene, because it's online. You can see it. Everyone's posting that scene. It's on TikTok and everything. So when they lit him, they screwed over his performance. And then when they did the dog jumping in and grabbing Lex, they ruined his beat. They ruined his character arc of the film in that moment. But a lot of people, God, Andrew, bad takes. This guy doesn't like me. Yeah. I don't think anyone.
Well, no. I mean, no. I want to hear you out, because it's. I think
I don't think it's a bad take because it's a difference of opinion.
I don't. The other thing I'll say this is, people forget that I am an actor as well, right? So, and I've been in movies and I've been in television shows, and I've been on stage, and like, I understand the process. So when I see something, I'm like, dude, if I was Corn Sweat, I'd have said, you know what? Can I take a beat on this, or can I? They still could have chopped it up in the editing room and ruined him anyway. But my thing is, I feel he was fighting for certain things on set, and James Gunn didn't undercut him for the jokes.
Well, do you think now you mentioned the Corn Sweat working better with another director, almost like Henry Cavill, because there were reports that Henry Cavill had really good relationships with Joss Whedon, like no one else did, but Henry Cavill did. And that might be because Henry Cavill was in a position to actually get more of what he wanted, out of this Justice League, versus what was happening with Snyder, because Snyder was doing that slow build to that. And I think Cavill just wanted to get in by the third movie, like, let's make this a fucking thing. So I can see what you're saying on that one. And I feel like, but to counter that, and not even in any important way, could it be possible that Gunn's protection over this, right, and his unreliance to maybe work with some of the actors has a lot to do with what is writing on this film? Because that's what I was saying, right? I don't know if you heard me say this, but I said this multiple times. People got really mad at me for saying this. And I was saying, like, James Gunn has bitten off more than he can chew. It's not only is he the writer, producer, director, he's the co-head of the studio. He is the architect of the grand vision. It's not Safran that's doing it. It's not Zaslav that's doing it. It's him that's doing it, right? Like, it's him.
Safran and Zaslav, they're paper pushers. They don't, they know how to build the film itself and hire the department heads and that kind of, not Zaslav as much, but I mean, Safran, that's what he was doing. He wasn't like in the creative aspect of it. He's more of a Kathleen Kennedy, if you will, like a co-CEO.
Sure.
And so his was more
of the talent agent. But I mean, I get that, but I do feel like this is something where it's like the future of not only like DC Studios, but Warner Brothers Productions in some way.
Maybe his job. Yeah.
Not only his job, he could find work. If this failed, the guy's like, he's made multiple hit films.
Right.
He could easily go back to what he likes, which is lowbrow juvenile.
But we're talking about a CEO job, bro.
Like, that's kind of the
pressure
point, right?
This man must have been under is what maybe. I think the pressure that he's under, leaving Marvel, coming to DC, taking on this huge spot, and then trying to start its own reboot and start its own universe. The pressure. I would be a control freak too. I would not want to be, but I would be.
But let's also, contend with the fact that him taking on this job and doing this, and maybe it isn't for the right reason, but his reason for doing it, I think, is largely predicated on giving a giant fuck you to everyone who came at him in 2018. Oh, you tried to cancel me, bitch? Now I'm running fucking DC Studios.
Well, not just that, my dick.
I think he's that petty. He could.
Dude, he put the scene with
the monkeys.
Yeah,
And
I know.
Oh my God, I made the Simpsons joke months ago. I made that Simpsons joke as a thumbnail for an episode of WAD, where it was like, and then like all of a sudden, ever since the movie came out, I've seen that floating around. I'm all like, you fucking cunts. I called that joke first, like whatever.
Video.
They might have. I mean, it was one of those things. As soon as that came out, I'm like, wait, this is the same joke from The Simpsons, right? This is this is a Simpsons did it moment. And I first rolled my eyes at it, and then like the more when I watched the movie and I saw just how much Lex hated Superman, I was like, all right, going trollish with all these monkeys, strapped into like constant fucking shit talking on Twitter. It just what it made me think of? It made me think of Donovan. Right, I just thought of Donovan as I'm watching that scene. Right, man, fucking super shit, because you could tell, like, if this movie
keyboard munching,
everything. It's all he does. Do you know he's actually now gotten to the point? I've called him out so many times for fucking screenshotting me, even though I'm blocked. Is that now he is blurring out my name and my avatar, and when he screenshots me. Like, what the fuck?
Wow. It's funny because I don't think about him unless people bring him up, because he's blocked on my channel. So I never see anything. But it's funny that I'll be in a different chat and somebody will bring up Donovan. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that guy. He's still out there, because I'm not on Twitter. Like I haven't been on Twitter since a year ago, almost a year ago. And so like I just don't see him. It's weird. But I will say this. I wanted to circle back real quick to James Gunn, because there was something that was on my mind that I don't think people, it's like you said about the monkeys. He put that thing in there. It's petty. It's petty. And, he grew up very wealthy. He's like one of 6 kids. They all went to private school, every one of his siblings. He came from a neighborhood where he grew up that was extremely wealthy. And he never saw Missouri farmland. He wasn't even close to that stuff. And that's why, like, he would have never crossed paths with Ma and Pa Kent, the one that he depicted on screen, that he said it reminded him of the people from Missouri, where he never even would have stepped foot in those areas of that state from where he came from. So he's disingenuous with some of that stuff that he says. He ain't
missing much, Sean. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he made them bumbling rednecks. And I just I don't get that. I just don't get it. It's not comic book accurate. I don't care. And that was the thing. There's this whole, he did the best comic book accurate movie, but he didn't really. Like, there was a lot of things that he twisted. And even like the backstory for Jor-El. And for me, I don't get how everyone is just glazing on this shit when it's really not accurate. Like, but they're saying it's accurate. And I remember with Peacemaker, he told John Cena, because John Cena was going to dive deep and read all the comics, and he said, don't, because I'm not writing him like the comics. So he's just going to be this goofball comedy guy, and don't read the comics, because he's nothing like the comics. So he's really not doing comic book accurate stuff. He's doing what he wants to do, which is trashing superheroes. I feel it looks like he's.
So do you believe that theory coming out of some people in the fandom that would make the claim that he is a plant to destroy the brand of DC?
No, I don't believe that. And I don't believe that. And I've got 2 reasons why I don't believe that. One, look, he came from Trauma. He made Trauma movies. Lloyd Kaufman was his mentor. If you haven't seen a Trauma movie, go Google one on YouTube and watch clips. He's turning the DCU into low rent Trauma, and it's what he likes. It's his taste, and that's what people. I don't think they've done enough of a deep dive on James Gunn, but I mean, there's a lot of people that like Peacemakers, a lot of people like Suicide Squad, and I'm happy if everyone likes that stuff. It's too lowbrow for me. I just like things a little bit more cerebral. Call me stuck up or whatever. That I don't think that's the case. I just like
Snob.
really, really rich stuff. Yeah, call me a snob. It's fine. But it's yeah. I'm speaking about Toxic Avenger and stuff like that.
They had to bring it to my attention because I know all the bullshit that happened, but I never read them. I just heard about some crazy tweets, and then I went and actually read the tweets, and I went, whoa, right? Like, this is some dark humor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but then everybody's like, Chris, trauma. And then I thought about, Class of Nukem High. I thought about Toxic Avengers. Not really my kind of movies. I don't really like them. Never did. I'm not excited about Toxic Avenger at all. But if other people are, that's fine. But I also think that, I don't know, was it really just dark comedy? Was it bullshit? Because James Gunn's never really let me down, but I think that that's just his sense of humor. And I think that whatever his personal life is, yeah, I can see people having a problem with it if it's bleeding into the art. I can.
Yeah. And
that's is it?
And
is
also
it?
why I think he's not sabotaging, and I don't mean to step on you, but why I think he's not sabotaging is he stands to make about 75 million from this movie if it does extremely well. And that's because he gets his director's fee, he gets his writer's fee, he gets his producer's fee, and he gets his CEO of DC Studios fee. Okay. I worked in accounting for Blumhouse, and I see how people get paid. They get paid on what they call a loan out to their production company. So James Gunn has a production company. He's not getting charged payroll like you and I would go and get a W-2 and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He just gets straight money that goes to a production company, and then they do all the fake accounting to figure out how not to pay taxes on it, which is what happens.
Well,
what I'm saying is, like, if you were going to sabotage something, you're leaving literally like generational wealth on the table if it's successful. And I just don't believe he's sabotaging it at all. I just think he has a twisted trauma sense of humor and writing, and it's spilling into all this stuff. And I think in the end, in hindsight, when we look back 10 years out, we're going to look back and go, couldn't he have just been a little bit more in the middle? Because we went so dark with Snyder, and it really turned people off. And then we're going so goofy Saturday morning cartoon with the potty mouth humor and the third grade level writing. Couldn't we just get something in the middle? And that's why I feel like Corn Sweat with the next movie, James Gunn better not direct it. It better not have Crypto. Let Crypto stay with Supergirl. And we need to give him a proper film. And this is what happened to Henry Cavill. He was pigeonholed with the dark crap, and he said it in multiple interviews. He wanted the color, he wanted to do something bright and hopeful, even though his movies were hopeful. It was just, I think people see the tone of the colors, and for some reason they see gloomy colors and they think gloomy, non-hopeful. But there were multiple times where he even talked about the symbol on his chest was for hope, and that he was hopeful and all that kind of stuff, although people don't see it. But the thing is, I feel like in 10 years, we're going to look back and go, that probably wasn't the right direction to go in. But we have to let it all play out.
Well, so my take on it is, I make no bones about how much I enjoyed the Snyderverse, right? I really like it.
I love it.
Would love to see
me
more.
A Superman fan. It was Zack Snyder. Snyder did that.
I would love to see more. Obviously, it's not happening, and I've made peace with that. I made peace with that years ago. But I looked at this movie, and I enjoyed it top to bottom. I was like, once the movie got going, once we got about like 30 minutes in, once we got past all the marketing, and I think that was a key problem for a lot of it, right? The marketing was bad. I think Sean, you and I agree on that one.
We've been both screaming that for
months now. Yeah. And it's like, and it's like, I think I might, and I know I said on multiple occasions, him getting his ass beat in the snow was that's the opening of the movie right there. And I was right, because I'm like, James Gunn had said the first thing he wrote was Superman bloodied and beaten in the snow, to show that he could get his ass kicked. Now, when you find out why he got his ass kicked, it makes more sense, ultimately. But I think it's also like, okay, like he is in a world that, well, okay. And this is what I kept saying is like, how do you take a character like Superman, who is the most powerful metahuman that we have in this world, and you bring him into something that's already 3 centuries old, and you make him the underdog, because that's what James Gunn knows. James Gunn knows how to take underdogs and then give them that journey. He did that with Suicide Squad, Guardians, Peacemaker, right? Like, you know, even fucking Scooby-Doo movies, right? Very much the underdog. And you know, so he's good at that, and that's his comfortable space. So how do you do that here? Well, you have to depower him, which is what he did. And that angers some people because they're like, wait a minute, Superman shouldn't get his ass kicked. Right? Well, Superman, yeah, he's like, he's kind of still the new kid on the block.
Yeah, I've been
so
dying to see Superman get his ass kicked. Okay, but you guys remember a year ago when they first started showing the trailers and everything, and I was like, man, I hope that kaiju whoops his ass for like a half an hour, because I want to see a humanized Superman that has to be afraid. That you can't have courage without being afraid. You can, you know, and
well, but you didn't get that. You got Bugs Bunny like going under the ground.
No, I really
did not
really
like that. I will admit, I did not like that part. I thought that was so dumb. I'm like,
I mean, he got beat up a little bit, you know, but
yeah, we got beat up, sure, but it's still just like that. Okay, like you're gonna, all right, that was kind of lame. But even though I enjoyed how that scene ultimately ended, Superman was like, how do we get him out of the city, right? Isn't that what they did with Doomsday? Get him to the island in a BBS so he doesn't hurt people. But whatever, we're not talking about that. You know, and they get him out of the city, or you know,
then Wonder Woman had to come save both of them.
Oh, there you go. And you know, and he still died. But here it's like,
did you guys pick up on the fact that, you know, the girl that was pinned in the car who was trying to get out and he was holding the building? Did you guys see in the wide shot, the entire overpass was crowded with cars, people trying to leave the city. And then just before that scene, 2 cars wrecked right in front of her and she was pinned in and couldn't get out. And then when Superman is holding the building and he looks at her and there's that shot of her driving off through the smoke in the distance, there were no cars on the overpass.
I did not. I'll have to watch that.
Oh my God. Again. I'm watching in the theater and I went, wait, did they just do complete like inconsistent what
I can explain it away right now. They were all driving away as he was holding the building, and it was actually,
but there were 2 cars that wrecked in front of her that blocked her in. Where did they go?
Gone.
Yeah, everything was just.
I have to go back and look. You caught that on one viewing?
The whole overpass was empty as she pulled away.
Yeah, I know. I remember that scene very well. It's the one where I went, okay, here we go.
Yes, I caught that on the first scene.
That's crazy. I didn't catch that. And I usually
I'll
have to look at that one again.
So well, I'm just, you know, like, shaking my head at that stuff.
Well, what got me was every moment of tension was shown in the trailer, with the exception of the dude getting shot in the head. Right. Every moment of tension. And I'm not even talking about like the undercutting of the tension by having the humorous bit afterward. Right. Like, because that's obviously a coping mechanism for Gunn. Like, clearly in intense moments, he makes jokes. You know what? Just like Star-Lord, just like Peacemaker.
Uncomfortable. You know,
right. But I do the same thing. Like, I do the same thing. Right. And so, but in that trailer and in the marketing, they showed every emotional beat of that movie. And like, you know,
and every money shot.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll tell you though, it's what I like though is when they showed the spinning around thing, and then you see his eyes are all red, and the people like, oh, he overused his heat vision, you know, so, or his laser eyes, and so it burned out his eyes and everything else. Then you find out that Ultraman just basically fucking just wrecked him. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I like that inclusion, like that little detail.
Right, but wouldn't it be cool if like that shot of him doing the 360 spin was never in the marketing, and the people went nuts in the theater and then came pouring out of the theater going, oh my God, in exit polls and all that kind of stuff going, did you guys see that shit where he spun his fucking head? And then that would have made everybody rush to go.
That was one of my favorite scenes, man. But
but you
the
saw
laser part was cool. But no, the one before that, what he did before he lasered them, when they were dogpiling him in the air and he just spun really fast and flung him in all different directions.
And
vertical.
Those guys, how did they not die? How did they not die?
I think they got Lex Tech. Those suits,
but like, I mean, the suits are going to be like, they're going to the heat. Wait, whatever the fuck it's called, heat vision. Is that what?
Were those people meta humans?
No, they were not. They were humans in a type of armor.
Okay, so let me ask you guys
military armor.
Then let me ask you guys something, because in the trailer, Superman, like the Crypto pulls the helmet off one of the guys, and then Superman punches him, knocking his teeth out. Do you not think if he wasn't a metahuman, his fucking head would explode?
I think his head would have came off. Honestly, that's one of the
or was Superman understood that he was a human and didn't want to hurt him, so he gave him a tap on the chin, just enough to knock his teeth out.
Well,
it just didn't make sense.
And then still hit the camera and make the ding sound, which was in the movie too. Because it was in the trailer, and then it was
when I saw the teeth come at the screen, I was thinking of the movie Wanted.
Yeah,
when McAvoy hit him with the keyboard.
Well, my thing was when the teeth.
And who did he hit with the keyboard? It was Star-Lord.
Yeah, it was Star-Lord.
when the teeth came out, when the teeth came out and hit and broke the fourth wall and hit the camera, I at first thought, oh, that's like, that was so stupid. Like, how could? And then I realized those drones were flying around that were recording everything, and that might have been the POV of one of those drones where the teeth hit the glass.
That would make sense. That would make more sense.
See, and I think that's really smart directing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I caught it. Who else caught it?
Well, I didn't think about it.
I actually thought it was breaking the fourth wall.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with this movie, though, right? It's kind of like I watched it, and then like I need to watch it again, and like now that I've seen it all and like in context and whatever, and then be able to kind of like go into it and then watch it more objectively and really pinpoint some stuff. Because I noticed
to see it again, man.
I noticed
Bell's cracking me up. So Bell, I just have a question. From the way it sounds, you love this movie, huh, girl? She did not like this movie, or she's refusing to go see it. She is not happy with this movie, and there are a lot of people that aren't, which I think is valid. I really do. Not everybody's gonna love every movie. You know what I mean? Well, especially when I did say it's been around as long as Superman.
I did say though that this was going to have about an 83% Rotten Tomato score. I think it's at 82 now. Maybe it's gone lower than that.
Well, and also the people in Metropolis, not like they're all standing there where a giant 8-story kaiju is like, they're just looking up at him like,
yeah, hey, no. See, I have nitpicks on the movie too, Sean. The guy's sitting there watching Superman fight a kaiju and he's just drinking coffee. Like nothing's going to happen. Oh,
well, but okay, hold on though.
What right? That's the hell, bro?
But okay. So, Sean, you saw Jurassic World Rebirth, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And I would assume that you're going to say Jurassic World Rebirth is a better movie than Superman.
I mean, I liked it, but it
has its problems. It's the first 30 minutes of that movie ain't what I would go back to, but the last 2 acts of that movie, fuck yeah, I loved it.
The last 2 acts were fun. And
dude, again, the rap scene, sorry.
It's dinosaurs, and you just check your brain
at the door. Exactly.
There's no storyline there, but with Superman, we expect better.
Sure, but what I'm talking about though is that the opening of Jurassic World talks about how people have grown like bored of dinosaurs. Okay, the reason why I say that is in this particular case, this is 300 years of metahumans.
I get where you're going with
that. This is like the giant kaiju, the giant flying eyeball, whatever it was that was the being in the background. This is stuff they are used to.
Yeah,
people being used to that are like, whatever, man. Like, all right, like I gotta get to work.
It's still a war
today.
Zone, Maddie. It's still a battle zone. If that kaiju falls over,
but if they see
all those buildings and it's just drinking fucking coffee. I'm talking about the first kaiju. The guy's just sipping his coffee and he goes back to work like it's nothing. Like if that thing falls, you're dead. There's a couple little things I could have nitpicked too. I mean, I love this movie, but there were some parts where I was like,
well, no, but that's just but it's kind of like, you know how I said that like all Superman stories eventually lead to authoritarianism. That's exactly that was even on display in this one. I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon, but I'm saying it's eventually going to happen. This Superman is emotional. This Superman gets scared. That's the whole big thing we saw in the trailer.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
It was a great thing. I get scared. Right. And it was just like, no, I'm human. But then human again, he's not going to age the same. Lois is eventually.
Squirrels' lives matter.
Squirrel lives matter. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But hey, he used his power breath on that dog who's fucking broke his back on that, on that tree and shit. Where's PETA on that one? They're like, oh, we cut out a scene where the engineer bitch slapped Crypto because of the fucking audience score, but we blew that little bitch against the fucking tree and no one batted an eye.
You're not wrong.
There's one part of the movie I did not understand. I'm gonna have to go read up on it. I didn't understand why, when they're in that pocket dimension, they had that river. I didn't understand it. He's trying to hold
Pixels River.
Pixels River, yeah, yeah.
And that's now. Someone told me it's a throw to something called the Rainbow River or
Is
something
it a
like
Mario
that.
Kart road?
No, it's literally from the Superman comics, something called the Rainbow River. Or
I don't know. It
something
sounds
like
gay.
that.
Yeah,
But I didn't understand
James
it.
pulled out of one of the comics from the 60s.
Yeah, I did. That's the only part I was like, wait, what's going on? Okay, Superman's the only one that's safe in there. Crypto can't go in there. Nobody can go in there. And he's got to hold the baby up because the baby will die too. And I'm just like, okay, well, okay, what? And I guess it's a particle river of like that. It got a little sophisticated there, bro, Chris.
Well, it got a little bit too deep in the cut. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And this
I'm
is where you have a
going
problem.
on, man?
This is where you get into like the Silver Age goofiness that is either going to land with people or it's not. And but the thing is though, the movie had like a $12 million Monday, and they're talking about a $15 million Tuesday.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
hope
like-
they make it all this weekend because this week, because it is going to fall off so much.
It's going to hit about
weekend.
I'm going to say this weekend it's going to hit like a 60% drop. But
yeah, that's what
at
I'm
the same
saying.
time, but it also might not. And the reason why I say that is because word of mouth is very strong.
It's got 3 new films coming out this weekend. 3 new movies.
I mean, but are any going to be what you could call direct competition?
Yeah, can they?
Right. I know you did last summer. It's a rental. It's a rental for me, even though Jennifer Love Hewitt is in it and it would in a heartbeat. But
normies are gonna go, and horror fans are gonna go see that movie, and it could turn up.
Oh, Megan
could end up
bomb, dude.
It could end up being like Scream, because they've brought back the original actors.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, and then you've got Smurfs, which it's tracking anywhere from 20 to 40 million. If it ends even 10 million, that's 10 million that would have gone to Superman. If you got 15 million going to I Know What You Did Last Summer, and let's say 5 million goes to Eddington, there's $30 million right there, or $25 million right there that is just going to be sucked to the box office. Jurassic Park's going to pull in another 6 or 7, over the week on Friday. And then you've got holdouts. I mean, F1 is still pulling in $1 million. And then you've got still pulling in $800,000 a day because they're going to keep it out there. It needs 6 more million to break $1 billion as Lilo and Stitch. That's going to take money.
Yeah, they're just they're milking the shit out of it.
I can't believe Lilo and Stitch did it. I mean, I liked Lilo and Stitch.
I thought it was great. And a lot of people got mad at that.
I'm like, Elio is just getting wrecked. But then again, Luca and Turning Red and Elio all have the same visual style, the beam mouth, and they like Luca, which is one of my favorite Pixar films, make no mistake. And even Turning Red I love. And I like Elio too, but they all look the same and they feel like streaming movies. Yeah. And maybe that's it.
Well, I'm gonna go see I Know What You Did. I'm gonna go see that.
Well, and that's all I'm saying is like there's so much competition next weekend, and then the following weekend is Fantastic Four. So if they don't clock every day this week making money, Superman's gonna and I just think the foreign box office is gonna be a complete dud. It's got to make all of its money in the U.S.
It did not do good internationally at all.
And it's only going to get cut in half next week internationally.
Yeah. Oh, apparently the reactions to I Know What You Did Last Summer are getting ready to come out tonight. So if you don't want any spoilers, get off Twitter.
Yeah, because I have a theory, man. I have a theory. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I have a theory. I think it's Sarah, man. I do, man. I think it's Sarah.
I don't know. I need to rewatch
Sarah. I want it to be Sarah so
I haven't watched those films since the damn 90s. I remember really liking both of them, though. I mean, Jack Black is a Rastafarian in the sequel, but then you get Mekhi Phifer,
really
so
fun. They were fun movies.
They're fun movies. Yeah, they're not Scream.
They went hand in hand with Scream, though. They
really
did.
Fun. Oh yeah,
and the bad guy's got a hook, bro. Like, come on, man. That's old school shit.
The first one, was filmed on the other side of the bridge from where I live, my hometown. Like, I live in Wilmington, North Carolina. You go over a bridge, the Cape Fear Bridge, and then you're in Southport.
Oh, you're right there by where they filmed Dawson's and all that shit, huh?
Yeah,
you're
dude. Like I worked on One Tree Hill. I worked on a lot of these shows. I mean,
nice. Man, that's a beautiful. Wow, you live in a beautiful. I live in the Midwest, and I think it's beautiful, but there are parts of North Carolina where you're just like, damn, I could eat off the sidewalk here. Like,
it is. It's a beautiful town. And today, the Summer I Turned Pretty just dropped the first 2 episodes on Amazon. I've worked on all 3 seasons, and they're coming back in a month or 2 to do a 2-hour movie to wrap up the whole show for
Sean,
Amazon.
I know you got sources, motherfucker.
I do. I got lots of sources.
Is Sarah the killer?
Oh,
Shut
no,
the
no,
fuck
not
up.
about that.
Shut the fuck up.
Listen. They didn't shoot. They didn't shoot. They scouted here in Southport, but there's this show on Netflix called Waterfront, The Waterfront, that shot in Southport. And then we were working on a movie called oh shit, what was the name of that movie I just did? My brain's, it's getting late. But I was working on another movie, and there was too much shooting in Southport, and they couldn't take another show, so they shot this I Know What You Did Last Summer, not in Southport, the Southport in the movie. They shot it in Australia.
Really?
And we were all bummed because Kevin Williamson had a 10 picture deal with Universal, or 10 project deal. So some of them were the Scream films. We shot one of the Scream films here in Wilmington. And then The Waterfront is the other Kevin Williamson show, and he did Dawson's Creek, and then I Know What You Did Last Summer, he's in charge of that one, but they couldn't bring it in because we had too many shows filming in one little town. Like Southport, you can cross it in 10 minutes. It's a tiny little harbor town. And when you have two productions with 250 crew members apiece, all overlapping, trying to book streets and have filming permits for different streets and houses, it's just too much. So they cut it off. And then they took that movie to Australia to shoot in a small coastal like harbor town in Australia.
I thought they had kind of moved past to going to Australia because they did that so much like 20 years ago.
Yeah, no, it's still, they have a great incentive there in Australia.
Okay.
So
And
they
that's
took
your
it there.
contingency plan, because it sounds like
Well, that's what Marvel did. Marvel
the
during
Southport
COVID.
stuff sounds like a bureaucratic nightmare, man. Like it just does all the paperwork, permits. I bet that's a bitch, man.
Dude, I used to work in locations, so I used to make deals for houses and stuff like that, and file paperwork with the permit people in the city. And it's there's a reason there's 200 to 600 credits at the end of a movie. A lot of people do a lot of work in a lot of different departments. I've worked in 5 different departments, so on shows. But anyway,
that's why
enough
I try
about that.
so hard. That's why I try so
but
hard to respect the art and not just like, I really hope people aren't taking their personal feelings towards James Gunn and applying them to this movie, which some of them probably are. And I really wish people wouldn't even compare this to Man of Steel. They're two totally different movies. If I'm on an island and I only get to pick one Superman movie, it's gonna be Man of Steel. But I also love this one, and I think a lot of people are doing that too. And I just think it's really unfair to all those people you're talking about that work on a film just because a few people are unliked, like a James Gunn or a gatekeepy way of looking at, oh, Superman should have been this way, I didn't get what I wanted. I get it, but
my big fear with James Gunn was he was going to make a movie he wanted to see, not what the audience truly wanted to see. And he gave a little bit to the audience, but I still think he made a James Gunn movie. Same thing with Rian Johnson. He made what he thought The Last Jedi should be, not what a 40-year fan base was expecting. And that's why the movie becomes divisive.
That's actually a really good point, Sean. Actually, that actually is. You had to invoke Star Wars, didn't you? You motherfucker.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is,
I get exactly what you're saying. Superman has a 80-year fan base, man. Like, I get it. I actually get it. What you're saying now, that makes total sense.
But I would say, but a lot of those people are dead.
Okay, but so what? But a lot of men, Maddie, stop it. What do you?
Yeah, but a lot of people that grew up with Christopher Reeve only know that. Like the normies only know the movies and TV shows. So
that is true.
They grew up watching Smallville. They grew up, on the
Smallville wasn't even that good of a show.
What are you talking about? Stop it.
No, dude, I'm serious. No, I'm serious. Like
maybe not for guys our age, but Smallville was.
Dude, I was 18 when that show came out. I was 18 when that show came out
for a young audience.
So you can't sit there and say people might. I was the target demographic.
Did you like Dawson's Creek? Did you like One Tree Hill?
I like Dawson's Creek well enough. Pacey fucked that teacher.
Dawson's Creek.
Pacey fucked that teacher. That's you kidding me? That was like every teenage boy's dream back in '95.
It's literally just Dawson's Creek with Superman. That's it.
Yeah, but it was way. But it should have had a better showrunners. Like holy shit, dude. That show was. Here's the thing with that show. Here's what got me with that show.
Who hurt you, Maddie? Who hurt you?
A lot of people. A lot of people.
Go ahead. What about that?
No, my whole thing with that is like doing like the 13 episode single arc storyline, right, or the overarching arc storyline was necessary for Smallville rather than having your 21 episode, network television, because you had so many episodes that were just monster. Everything was monster of the week, but it was just so much filler. And you're like, God damn, this gets boring. Right now, again, it's like, this is where I feel if they're going to do this, and this is completely just off topic, but Once Upon a Time did this in season 3, where they broke the show, the 21 episode order, into 2 separate arcs. So you had your fall arc, and you had your spring arc, and they were self-contained stories that led into one another, sort of stuff. But it was just like, that's how you did it. And I feel like Smallville for me was just, when's he getting? Oh, we went how many? 12 seasons.
11,
and he finally 11 seasons, and he finally at the very end became Superman. Like,
and then you find out that they only made the shirt for him. They didn't make a full suit for him. They only made the shirt so he could open up his thing. The rest of it was all visual effects.
Yeah, and then it was cool that they did all, like, the Justice League stuff with that one, right? With all those other characters. That was kind of nice that they were doing that back then, but I feel Arrow did a much better job handling all those characters, but they couldn't touch Batman or Superman. No, well, they did touch Superman. After a while they did, but not Batman. So again, it's like, look, people can go back and be like, man, that show was great. You know what? No, that show had its time, definitely. But let's not sugarcoat old network television from anything more than just being as cookie cutter and formulaic as
I'm not arguing that there's no filler, because there was, and it was very episodic, but there was always a backstory going on, and it did a weekend when Michael Rosenbaum left for a while. That's my favorite Lex Luthor ever, man. But I'm just saying it's okay. So you're not saying it's a bad show. You're just saying it's meh. Is that what you're saying? I'm saying
it's yeah. I mean, and nothing against Tom Welling. Nothing against Tom Welling. I fucking love that. All right, dude, like in no way am I nothing against Rosenbaum. Nothing against Kristen Kruick. Even the one girl who went on to become that weird sex cultist.
Yeah.
Which
Chloe,
I'm just saying,
whatever her name was.
Whatever her name was. God. Yeah.
Because we had Lana, we had Lois, and we had what's her name. And then we had, you're right, though. At one point, I did think, like, okay, the only thing they haven't put in the show yet is like werewolves. You know what I mean? There may be an episode.
The fact that there's an episode that's all about a teacher eliciting hormones that makes Superman fucking come. Like, I just like, all right, like, there we go. That was an episode.
Great, that's good shit, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was on fucking CW back in the day. Sure.
I do want to chime in and just say that I worked on a movie that was a Nicholas Sparks film called The Choice, and Tom Welling was in that film.
Bro, I blubbered like a bitch when I watched that movie. You worked on that movie?
Yeah, I worked on the whole show. Yeah.
Bro, that ending when she says you were breathing for both of us, I lost my shit. I was in a dark place. That's a great movie, Sean.
The fact that you've like got that excited over a Nicholas Sparks movie is wild to me. But it's
just such a good story, bro.
It's a good story. But Tom Welling was in that, and we had a kickoff party the night before we shot, and he was really nice to talk to. Just a super nice guy at the party. He just talked to everybody, and he was big though, dude. Like, he had just gotten done doing a movie where he was playing a football player, and he was so jacked. I looked at him and I was like, and this was back when we did The Choice.
You know what he's talking about, Maddie? You know what he's talking about? When I told RJ to bring up draft day, Sean's talking about draft day. He was a quarterback.
Don't even know what that is.
Yeah. And so Tom Welling was so big, and I just looked at him and I was like, dude, you could totally play Superman now. Like, you could just totally do it. And it never, obviously it didn't happen, but dude, he should have. And
the reason why I respect him so much is because Tom Welling is one of those people, he doesn't phone anything in, and he had a very small part in draft day.
But it was
killer, and he dedicated. Like, his body, like, he looked like a pro football player, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, he looked like Henry Cavill. And I'm standing next to him, and I didn't realize he was that tall. I'm 5'9". He was at least 6'1", and I'm going, dude. And he was just, his arms. He was wearing a tight black T-shirt, and his arms were just ripped. And I'm going, damn, you are Superman.
I can't believe you worked on The Choice. I try to put people up on that movie, and they're like, nah, it sounds too depressing, or nah, not my thing, or they just completely blow it off. I'm like, that is one of the most underrated movies ever, man.
We shot it in my town.
Girl that I always forget her name, but she was in Take Me Home Tonight, the blonde girl that
Teresa Palmer.
The movie basically is a telling of, okay, remember when they had that girl hooked all those machines and they were going through all the court processes on whether or not they should let her die?
Right.
That's what the movie was basically about. She got into a car wreck. He was running late, and he could not bring himself to pull the plug on her. And then finally, spoilers, she wakes up, but she can't remember him. And then they have dinner. And then there's this just great monologue scene where whoever wrote that They know how to bring out all the bitch and Chris.
Well,
because I blubbered,
Nicholas
bro.
Sparks,
I blubbered, man.
Wow.
Man, I
Dude,
blubbered.
you know how happy I feel that you've had this reaction to that movie. I very rarely run into people that maybe have a reaction to something I've worked on where they're so passionate about it,
No,
and that
the
actually
dog
makes me feel
scene,
good because
all
when
of it. It's a brilliant movie. It's an amazing love story and it's organic the way that they don't just jump into bed right away. And then you put yourself in that situation like, man, I'm selfish. I know me. I wouldn't be able to pull the plug either. I would be selfish. I know how selfish I am with the people I love. And the fact that she woke up and then that line where she says, because he tells her in the hospital bed, I'll breathe for both of us. I'll breathe for both of us. And then when she wakes up and says, you were breathing for both of us, I lost my shit like a girl who just got dumped on prom night, bro. I love that fucking movie, dude. That's crazy
so awesome.
You worked on that. That's so cool.
Yeah,
shut up now. I'm gushing. Like
on that one, I was in the set decorators department. I driving the 5-ton truck where we dressed all the sets. Every set you see in the movie, you know, we turned one house into the veterinarian clinic, and it was an entire empty house. We gutted it and put it all together. It looked like, I mean, dude, set decorators are and set design is pretty awesome. Even on small movies where, you know, we'll go in and gut an entire house till there's just 4 walls, and then they bring in everything that the art designer wants and places there. It's just it's great to see it all come to life. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that would probably be one of my favorite parts of any kind of that industry. I love good set pieces. I remember I remember when they showed the Endgame set pieces. Robert Downey Jr. was showing like, no, we're doing some practical stuff, and I was like, that looks amazing. Who built that? Like, it's pure art. It is. It's art.
I'll tell you what. When I worked on Journey to the Mysterious Island, the one with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Michael Caine, they built the entire interior of the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And my mom came to set. This was obviously before COVID, and I brought my mom onto set, and she had never been in a set that massive before and that beautiful and detailed, like Jules Verne, and walking through and the missile bays and all this kind of stuff and torpedoes. And dude, it was badass. But you know, it was just the interior shell. They didn't really do anything on the outside of it. But as soon as you stepped into it, you felt like you were in the Nautilus submarine. It's just really, movie magic is amazing when you get on set, especially really big films like that.
Not according to the chat.
Well, yeah, the chat's like, dude, this is turning into Superman. We need to go back to Superman. Let's go back to
Superman now. We're gonna get lynched, man. Go on.
Yeah, we totally need to get back to Superman.
I just thought it was kind of funny. You guys are going on this like really long, and I like learning about stuff, so I'm not even like worried about it. But I get it. So okay. Where were we on Superman?
We never really got. We were talking about. We literally left off at Supergirl. That's where we went.
We got well beyond Supergirl, I think.
I mean, as far as, are we doing like a linear spoiler review?
Well, we're just kind of talking about it in general. I mean, I guess I should ask Sean, is there anything that you liked about it?
You can't think of one charitable thing to say about this movie, Sean. Really?
I mean, I like David Cornsweet. I just feel just like Zack Snyder and just like Brandon Routh. They're great Superman, but they got crap scripts, and that's where I just feel bad for him. And I hope he gets a new director when they make a sequel to this.
Bell's kind of right. That's another one of my little nitpicks. I can't help it, but that little baby kaiju that they let loose, they're like, it'll grow, and then like the very next day, the thing's like 30 stories tall. Yeah, man. I was like, I think there's more. Maybe we'll get. You think there's a gun cut? Do you think that there's like a longer cut?
Yeah. Well, I know they cut out like 10 minutes of the movie. They cut out 10 minutes from, what was it? Like jokes, or there was some stuff I think got cut down. I think some jokes got cut down. Clearly not enough for some people, but I think some jokes got cut down.
You know, it's like I can suspend disbelief, or you know what I mean, like for certain things. But you know, even like Lois Lane flying the ship, Mr. Terrific ship. She's like, I mean, he even says this line to make it okay for her to fly it later. When she was like, "Oh, this looks so," and he goes, "It's intuitive," and and so okay, it's intuitive. So a person who's has no aircraft experience whatsoever, no nothing, and yeah, it looked like it was. There were several points where it looked like it was crashing into the building or teetering over, and it's just like it's intuitive. So if it was intuitive, you got Perry White on that thing, you got all the other people from the Daily Planet, but Lois was the one. It was intuitive enough that like Lois should be the one. I mean, you don't think Perry White could fly that thing? Why did he have to be in the back seat? And like
that shows how little I know about that group too, because I have no idea who the blonde girl is. None. I just
no,
thought,
Cat
who is
something
she?
or other. I don't know who she is
Grant,
either.
she owns the paper.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
She's the owner of the paper. Perry's the editor in chief. She's the owner.
Oh God.
That's why in the Supergirl show you had Callista Flockhart playing Cat Grant, and Jimmy Olsen was the editor in chief.
Ah,
right.
okay.
I think, but like, yeah, no, she owns it, and then Perry runs it, and then that's why they're all there. But it was kind of like, yo, Lombardi, come with
Callista Flockhart, the dancing baby chick. What was that show called?
No, not Felicity.
No,
but,
Felicity's the other girl. She was the WB girl. What was that show with Callista Flockhart and the baby was dancing? Ooh, yeah, I remember her show, but I just can't remember. Yeah, I know. Wow, that's crazy. That was
somebody will say it in the chat, but that's Harrison Ford's wife too. He married Callista Flockhart.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yep.
Never talked about Supergirl. That show was shit. I mean, that show did the highest rating.
Wow, Bell knew. Deep cuts. Ally McBeal. Yeah.
Dude, Robert Downey Jr. was in that.
It's Harrison.
He got off the show. They fired him off the show when he got popped for drugs. But he was a regular on the show. He was Ally McBeal's love interest, and then he got caught with drugs, and they were like, "All right, you're off the show." I think he went to jail. That's what led him down the path for Iron Man. So
how long, guys, before we? I know we're talking about Superman. I have a question. I want to ask the chat too because it's been done already a few times.
He's not a millennial belt. He's Gen X. He's older Gen X.
Is Gunn gonna wait on Zod? How long before we get Zod?
I don't think we're gonna get Zod anytime soon.
No, I think they're gonna leave that alone because it's been done so many times. I think we'll see Brainiac, maybe Mixelplex. I mean, I can just see them going with some campy, stupid Scooby-Doo type character that we know nothing about.
Here's one thing I will say about Gunn, even though he's never let me down, and I love him. I hope he doesn't bring Darkseid into it. I am afraid Gunn would fuck up Darkseid. After watching all the Superman I've been watching lately, Darkseid has to be done a very specific way, and Gunn's style will not work if you bring Darkseid into it.
I don't think he's interested in Darkseid. I think he's interested in goofy characters. So we're going to see a lot of goofy. I mean, look, Suicide Squad, he brings Starro in, a giant starfish. Like, come on, this is the guy. This is the guy we got. So the villains are going to be those.
Do you guys think it went to his head? And by me asking, remember, I'm a huge Gunn fan. I even he's never done anything I didn't like. Never. But do you think that when they went, oh, wow, people actually care about a raccoon in a tree, that went to his head? Now he just wants to do nothing but obscure characters?
No, he's always done obscure characters. He got
so much praise from that, guys. Like,
no, you go back to any of his movies. It's all obscure characters. He's never done anything straightforward movie with people in it. It's always been something weird because he comes from trauma, you know? I don't have much faith in him.
I think it's going to be okay, to be fair.
Even Brightburn, I enjoyed it a lot. I'm like, wow, this guy can tell a horror story. He's really good at this.
Well, and he wrote that and produced it, but he didn't direct it.
No, he didn't direct it, huh?
He didn't write it. He just produced it.
Oh, he produced it.
But he did. But it was his brothers, I think, that wrote it and like directed it or whatever. So it's very much like because you're thinking of the Belko Experiment as the one that he wrote that he didn't direct, because that was the one that they did for like $5 million. I thought the Belko Experiment was really good.
Darkseid will be Weird Al. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and that's not a shot at Gunn. I just don't think Gunn's style would work on Darkseid. He's a very specific kind of evil, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna get there anytime soon, because there's so much, you know, just baggage there.
You're talking about Snyder, huh? Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen in the film the loss the first fight that he lost. I feel like that would have given people a little bit more than just him plowing into the snow. That's what I feel, you know, that we needed more backstory, just like Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. We needed more. We know these heroes, we've known them for years, and then to see him go through that, and we didn't get any journey to get there. And, you know, other than 300 years and then 30 years, a Kryptonian came, and then 3 months ago and 3 minutes
months,
ago. And
yeah.
Well, what was the whole thing with the threes? Because like everything was 3, right? And then even his relationship with Lois was 3.
3 months.
I think that honestly, because they had to start out at 30, and I think they wanted to like this is my opinion. I think the reason they started it 30 years ago, blah, 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 is that they wanted to age Superman. They wanted to know what age he was.
Well, Superman's 30, Corn Sweat's 31. When Christopher Reeve did the first film in 78, he was 26 years old. So I think they were trying to find this, 26, 27, add 3 years, that gets you to 30. This guy's 31. Let's just say, and then everything was 300 years, 30 years ago, 3 months ago, he met and had a relationship.
3 years ago,
he
admitted
3 minutes ago,
Superman.
he just lost his first battle. We needed to see some of that. I don't give a shit if it was a montage. You should have shown.
Well, we saw right after that, he went in, healed, went back, and got his ass kicked again. You know,
he got his ass kicked 90% of the movie. He just didn't. I don't get that. He didn't do anything super other. I mean, I'm sorry. I just this thing with Lex Luthor too. At the end, he gives this whole speech. It's me. It's who I love. It's what makes me human. It's what I hope for one day you to be. A guy who just blew a guy's brains out doesn't get redeemed.
Well, not only that, like during the, like, I love how you think maybe he's gonna break through Lex, and Lex is like, yeah, fuck you. Like that's literally like he's like, you get this great monologue. Crypto messes up half of it, and you think, okay, we'll get maybe some sort of payoff. And then I thought that was kind of cool. That's Lex to me, man. That's a Lex Luthor. Superman's trying to, like, you know, be compelling and cater to his more emotional side, and Lex is like, fuck you. Like,
if he really wanted to kill Superman, he would have just had Metamorpho literally destroy him in that little cell with kryptonite and just kill him, but he didn't. So like, is he really diabolical? Is he just stupid?
No, I think he's an asshole. I think he wanted Superman to suffer. I think he wanted to, you know, you remember why didn't he just kill off his ex-girlfriends? You know, he had ex-girlfriends in there. It was like a big art gallery of a collection of just people and otherworldly things, and just like, I think he just wanted to hurt Superman for as long as he could before he killed him, you know, or maybe he needed something else from him. I don't know. It's Lex Luthor.
I think a few years from now, after we get another movie or so, we're going to hear Corn Sweat sound just like Henry Cavill going, I wanted to do it a different way. I'm telling you.
No, I think that's every actor, isn't it? That's every actor.
No,
right?
no, it's not.
You don't think Christian Bale was ever like, I don't know, man, this Terminator shit ain't working out. Let's try this a different way, man. You know, maybe that's why he was mad that day and flipped out on that fucking sound guy, because he was mad at the director.
He was in his eye line. I make a conscious effort never to get in the eye lines of actors when I'm on set.
I think you got to have tough skin. I think in Hollywood especially, it doesn't bother me. Like even now, if the sexual assault allegations are true, then yeah, that bothers me. But I never was even bothered about Joss Whedon. It never bothered me. I think directors yell at people, musicians yell at people.
He never did sexual harassment or anything.
I thought Charisma Carpenter said that he had, like, kind of, I don't know. I asked my
roommate. He did belittle people, and I'll be honest with you, I've worked on movies where directors have been jerks to people, and then I've worked on movies where directors have been absolutely amazing. So you don't have to be a dick. Like,
no, I don't think you have to. But
somebody to shut the fuck up on set.
I don't think
in front of the crew.
I don't think you have to, Sean. I'm just saying that, like, you know, Eddie Vedder fired how many drummers because they just couldn't get on the same page? Billy Corgan. Music's that way. TV's that way. Tattoo shops, believe it or not, where I work, that's that way.
My best friend's a tattoo artist. I get it.
And I think directors are that way too. Some of them are just like, hey, look, I'm under a lot of pressure here. So you just do what the fuck I say, okay? Like I don't think they mean it. I don't think they personally mean it. You know, like there's a lot of directors out there. Look at Michael Bay. All he does is yell at people. But he
Rational Skeptic. There is a story going around that Corn Sweat was told to shut the fuck up on set.
Yeah, it's in a new.
It's more of it, but to me that seemed like more of kind of just like a anecdote from set, right? Like they're so good friends, you know.
Yeah, it would be like me and a buddy, and I'd be like, just shut the fuck up. Like, yeah. But in the context of as an actor, if you're asking questions to get a motivation and the director tells you to shut the fuck up and stop reading into it too much or whatever, that you just don't go there, man. And you just don't go there.
Yeah. If it gets into the point where it's actual bullying, then I probably wouldn't agree with it. But losing your temper on a guy one day on set out of however many months you guys are working together, you know, I just don't think. I think you got to have tough skin in a business like that. It takes a lot of people to bake that cake, you know. It may end up not even being a successful movie, but you still got to respect how many. Just hundreds of people work on those things.
And yeah, there are people that love James Gunn, and you know, even Dave Bautista said he wasn't going to come back for Guardians 3 if Gunn didn't come back. And there's a lot of people that have great working relationships with him, because some people just, you know, do exactly what they're told and don't ask questions. And then there are people who probably are concerned that maybe their version of Superman's going to turn out to be goofy and not something that they were walking into. Even after reading the script, they have their own vision of, like, as an actor, Cornsweet's reading the script, he's got his own ideas, and you know, you want to collaborate, but you could get a guy that like doesn't want to collaborate. And
you feel like David is not David himself. He did amazing, I thought, but then again,
no, I think he did an amazing job. I think
Superman is goofy in this movie. Do you think
yes,
a goofy Superman?
Yes. And I think if you get a Superman movie without the dog as the distraction and as the bait for people to come in, and you give him a good script and you give him I'm not saying like a dark, serious tone. Give him something to work with. Look at the original Superman film with Christopher Reeve. Look at that scene when he turned the Earth backwards but didn't save Lois, and then he saw Lois and he's holding her and he screams and he's like he's emotional and he's fighting back the tears.
It was a great scene, and as a kid I thought it was I love Christopher Reeve.
What I'm saying is
but he did spin the world backwards, man.
I'm not talking about the spinning the world backwards.
But the emotion part,
that emotional part,
that was great.
We didn't get to see any of that from Corn Sweat. And he is a Juilliard graduate. He went to the same acting school in New York as Reeve. He's got the skill. He didn't get a chance to do anything that showed that skill. And that's my issue.
Well, I think part of the reason for that is because he wanted the movie to be about Superman, not about Clark.
But it wasn't about Superman. It was about Krypto.
There was very little Clark in there, and it wasn't.
There was very little Clark in there. No, I don't know if I'd say it was about Krypto. Krypto had parts in it, but
Krypto should have got second heading. I'll keep it real. David Cornsweet and Digital Krypto, like that, because Krypto's in it a lot. But you yourself, you said at the beginning of the stream, you went because of the dog.
Who, me?
Yeah, you said that's what they marketed the dog. You went because of the dog. You brought your daughter because of the dog.
No, I didn't. No? I didn't bring my daughter. I was going to watch it to see if I could bring my daughter, and I'm not.
So you weren't able to bring her. Okay,
no.
Yeah. And I thought Krypto was great, man. I don't know. The dog won me over. That dog's awesome. And I would have liked a little more Clark. I really would have. But the Clark we got. The little bit that we did get was pretty cool.
The storyline with Jimmy Olsen and Miss Tessmacher, I'll be honest with you, dude. I don't give a damn about Jimmy Olsen. I've never cared about Jimmy Olsen, and I don't read the comics. So people can come down on me. Oh, Jimmy's the greatest. Sliced bread. I don't care about his storyline. It made no sense that they made him a playboy, and all the girls have the big boobs hanging out.
He did kind of treat what's her face pretty shitty. I'll give you that. You know, he was like using her, and she's like, and we'll finally be together. And he's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, he did kind of treat Miss Tessmacher like shit. But I did love that they made her the whole reason Lex was. I love that they took her and made her like this stupid, selfie character. And in the end, she was actually really smart, and she was taking pictures secretly, and she was the downfall. That I thought that part was brilliant.
Well,
That's
but
super
also
smart.
Miss Tessmacher in the original 78 film was the downfall of Lex Luthor.
I wish I
That
could
is
remember
true.
that. I wish I could remember the Donner.
Dude, she
Superman.
freed him from the kryptonite around his neck in the pool, and then she kissed him right before he left, and he said, "Why did you kiss me?" And she says, "Because I didn't think you'd let me once I took the kryptonite off of you." And that's when he never lies, so she said, "I'll save your life and take the chain." He was drowning in that pool with the kryptonite on his neck. She said, "I'll save you if you save my mother first," because 2 missiles were going, interballistic missiles. One was going to Hackensack, New Jersey, and the other one was going
Oh,
to San
that's
Andreas
right.
Fault.
And then Gene
And
Hackman
she's
puts the necklace on him and throws him in that water. You're right.
right, so he couldn't
Yeah.
do it, and so it was Miss Tessmacher that saved and the day again. So I appreciate that James Gunn wrote that Tessmacher was the downfall of Lex Luthor. But for me, the selfies and all that stuff didn't do it. Like, I liked how noble she was, even though she was ditzy in the first 78 film. Those moments, that acting in those scenes when she took the chain off his neck and gave him the kiss, and then he came to him, was like, "Why did you kiss me?" And she was like, "I didn't think you'd let me, when I took it off." And I was just like, wow, how powerful is that? Because she could see how beautiful he was, and that he was going to save her mother from dying from the nuclear blast. And then she knew that if he said he would save her mother first, because he doesn't lie, he would follow through. Beautiful, beautiful writing. This crap that James Gunn gave us, not good. And
I thought it
people,
was really smart, man. I did. She comes off as this ditzy dummy, only concerned with how she looks, and actually she was taking all those selfies on purpose as a backup plan, now the reason she did finally give it to Jimmy was kind of shitty, like, "You think she could hit me?" And then I heard other people, "Oh my god, Lex Luthor, don't watch this movie, it abuses women, it's all." I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. We will go to a horror movie and watch 37 women get butchered by a fucking clown, and that's entertainment. But he throws a cup at her, and all of a sudden, this movie's so abusive. And man, shut the fuck up, man. Like, that's the part that that's bad faith to me. People that are saying stuff like that.
well, I agree, but also I think the dropping of the mugs with the pens to make people that
bratty
moment,
little,
when
little
all that
frat boy.
destruction is going on outside the ship. And the buildings are collapsing, everything. People are scurrying to get these pencils off the ground. He keeps dropping the mug. It was
a
dumb.
pencil. He dropped the mug and he threw the pen at her.
It was
right.
It was just dumb writing.
I can't remember if you actually ever backhand her, but I think that's when you're taking your nitpick too far, and you're that's a bad faith. Like, you're just.
But here's the thing.
It's hyperbolic as fuck.
But here's the thing. Here's the problem. When you stack up all these things, one after another, and you're like, "Oh, he's just being nitpicky about every scene." No, every scene bothered me. So
no, I'm talking about the people that are trying to pass this off as this movie glorifies abuse of women. Like, get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. Like,
yeah, I didn't see that, but
yeah.
but I did see the stupidness all around it. I mean,
And I really did like Tess. Yeah, see, Rhea loved Tess. A lot of people love Tess. I loved her character. I thought it was brilliant that you made the one that you're not supposed to give a shit about. This dumb influencer wannabe who's just, on Lex, and then she's the downfall.
But again, he took that beat from the Donner film, just like he took Ultraman from Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor goes to the museum, the Metropolis Museum, and he takes a hair,
with the bolt cutters,
with the bolt cutters, and then he makes a clone, which is Nuclear Man,
which was originally supposed to be Ultraman, but there was some sort of writing.
Right.
Yeah.
So he literally just, if you look at the movies, Gunn, as unoriginal as he is, just took things from the other movies to make his movie and just did it. You can polish a turd, but it's still a turd. Like,
well, you said it came straight from the comics, though. Like, that came from the comics, and then it went into the original Donner film. He's just following suit, so maybe he does read some of these comics, man. I somebody doing a Superman movie, not doing some research.
I believe James Gunn is totally immersed in all the comics. I get all that, but what I'm saying is, it's not. He could have made other choices that were more original than rehashing all the stuff we've seen before.
Yeah, no, that's a good critic, and Bell's right. one of the things I hate about certain people, especially movie talk lately, is that everybody feels criticism is only allowed to go one direction. I think that if you're going to criticize people for not liking it, then you got to hear them out for the reasons they didn't like it. And I get it. There's a lot of Superman purists out there that just ain't going to dig this movie, man.
No, but I haven't even gotten, you're talking about Spherical Man's talking about, Lex invading the Fortress of Solitude. Yeah. I mean, Lex didn't even get into the Fortress of Solitude in Donner's film till the second one, but then in Superman Returns, he gets in there, and then of course Lex gets it in the Snyderverse, gets into the Fortress of Solitude, which was the alien ship, basically, and then the land grab scheme, that was the whole
always a land grab scheme, though, right?
you could have done something different than a land grab scheme.
Yeah, even this one. Wait a minute! Holy shit! That's kind of that was whole his motivation, right?
The land grab was a red herring. Okay, land grab.
You mean in this one?
In this movie, the land grab. No. In this movie, the land grab was a red herring,
but it was used as a plot device.
As a red herring, it was as a plot device to distract from what you're going oh, he's doing it again. Another Lex land grab. This time, what is it? Is it Russia and Ukraine? Is it Israel and Palestine?
He wanted his own country so that he can rule. That was and
the oil rights underneath it would have made him a trillionaire or whatever the hell it was. Yes. There's a line about that in the movie as well. But what I'm talking about though is but then again, he even says all of that was just to get you to go there, so then I'd have a reason to do this.
So I have a reason to kill you. Why already had you locked in a pocket dimension? Why didn't you kill him then?
Because it's the whole notion of toying with it. Even Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor would not have killed Superman in a pocket dimension. He could have had him dead to rights. He wouldn't have done it. It's because it's about power. It's about that. It's about that control. Like I said in my review, if you look at the three character dynamic of this movie, each of them wear their hearts on their sleeves, just in different ways.
But in the end, you look at the Donner film, the Lex Luthor put the chain of kryptonite around Superman and then dumped him in a pool to drown. And he went to his console in another part of the building to watch the missiles go to have his plan follow through. So technically he had no problem killing Superman. And the assumption was I'd come back and Superman would be drowned dead from the kryptonite at the bottom of my pool when I come back.
Well, he believed that he'd be dead, but would he actually be dead from drowning? Because, again, he's an alien.
Oh, God, don't even talk to me about the lungs, the nanobites in the lungs. Oh, he won't be able to breathe. But then we get a post-credit scene of him and Krypto on the moon where there's no fucking atmosphere. How's he breathing on the moon?
Well, how's he breathing air? I don't know. He his Krypton have the same
hold his breath
atmosphere as.
No, it was a plot hole. They used this stupid device about the nanos going into his lungs, and they were going to fill his lungs, and he couldn't breathe, and that's why he flew up to freeze them so he could pull out this thing that was down his throat. And then all of a sudden, he's looking at the Earth with Krypto, and they're just looking down, and there's no atmosphere to breathe. Stupid.
Well, okay,
Drake here says he could hold his fucking breath for a long fucking time. I mean, it's but again, was that established? Was that power established in the movie?
What was Superman's plan to get those nanos out of his system? Where'd he go? Where'd he take them? He took them out of the atmosphere, and then he came down. Oh, maybe he did that just because he wanted to hurt the girl. You guys might be right.
Yeah, because she said, I can't withstand a fall of this height.
Yeah, shit. There's just no explaining that one away, is there? That's a serious.
There's no explaining.
He's holding his breath. Him and Krypto are holding their breath.
Yeah, Krypto looked like he was holding his breath. He totally looked like he was holding his breath
with
too.
His tongue out.
Stupid. It's stupid.
You're not taking this from me, man. I love this movie.
And everybody's gonna say I'm nitpicking, but I'm like, dude, I'm just watching bad writing over and over and over again in this movie.
I don't know. I know that in Return of Superman, okay, he's got to be able to breathe in the atmosphere. He's got to be able to breathe out of the atmosphere. He goes to other galaxies. He flew and looked for other Kryptonians. He went out in Return of Superman. He had been out in space for years, man. Now that doesn't explain the dog, but Superman can go into outer space and breathe that stuff. I think the nanobites were maybe tearing in. I don't know. Weren't they trying to swell up his lungs and make them explode? Isn't that what?
I don't know, but they didn't explain it enough for me. That's all I gotta say. Just either show me, don't tell me, or do it right the first time.
What was that?
I don't know.
Did your cat find your electric razor in the bathroom?
No, my cat. No, he's out in the other room. I mean, again, like the way I look at a lot of this stuff is movie logic. Okay, like this is Saturday morning cartoon shit. We already talked about that. There always going to be leaps in logic. Okay, right?
Especially
Like
with Superman.
well,
He's not
here's the
even
thing.
based in any kind of reality, dude.
Would the nanobites or nanobots have worked in that capacity? Honestly, we don't know because we don't know what he can and can't do. The problem with the power set of Superman is that it evolves. Right now, they tried to depower him here, so we could make the assumption that like drowning would be an effective way of killing him, right? But it's because we don't know. But then he goes up and he's in outer space and shit. Like clearly having the ability to fly out of the atmosphere is going to be something.
He was floating in outer space, taking a nap, listening to the entire planet. That's how Superman Returns started. Remember, he was just floating in outer space and shit, listening to everything happening on Earth.
It's actually Max.
Yeah, no, I think so. Oh yeah. That's. I think that is Max. Yeah.
You want a link? You want a link?
Yeah, send him a link.
You know what?
What are you doing up so late, Max? I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that's my question.
I'll be right back.
That's my question.
That's because I'm here. He's like, oh, what's Sean?
Sean's here. Yeah,
Sean's complaining.
No, I mean, like, look, you make valid points. Okay, like you are making valid points that I can agree with. I think at the same time, though, I just had fun with the movie, and so I'm willing just to like whatever. If Max comes on, I'm leaving. I understand Spherical. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. But this is one of those things where I just gotta see what happens. Okay, he's just in bed. He just finished exercising.
Oh, okay. Good.
So he's not going to come on in.
Maybe I should have gone in it with I don't give a shit attitude. Maybe I should. I don't drink. I don't smoke weed or anything. So maybe I'm too boring for this movie, and that I don't watch Rick and Morty. I don't watch a lot of the shit that I think people are into these days. And so maybe this just wasn't for me.
No, I get that. I mean, like when I was watching the movie, my audience didn't really respond to like anything for the first like 30 minutes of the movie. There wasn't like any clapping. There wasn't like, this one guy next to me was like, when Crypto was biting at Superman at the very beginning of the movie, he was chuckling like a moron, but like he was the only one who was doing it. And I think the big reason for that had everything to do, again, with the marketing of seeing so much of this movie, and every little tidbit that they put out there was in the first 30 minutes. All the emotional beat points, all the tension moments was all over the marketing. So if you had been looking forward to this, you are literally watching it across the board all the time. So it's going to delineate
there was nothing. In my review, all I kept saying was they left nothing on the bone. They left nothing on the bone.
Could that have been what made you feel the way that you feel? Part of it. Because you had that expectation in your mind, right? You went in there with that preconceived idea, and that can do more to damage a movie than anything else.
I agree. And I feel like in the last 20 years, this goes across the board for every movie trailer. They all just put the money shots in there and spoil all the good shit. And I was hoping that the scenes with the laser eye and all that kind of stuff were going to be really like longer, more action, and it was a letdown because we saw literally everything that was in the trailers was all the big story beats.
Well, the only thing that wasn't there was the Mr. Terrific fight scene. I mean, you see the beginning of it in the trailer, but like when he goes
when the dome first comes down on Lois and he's walking, and that was the best part of the film. How are you going to have Mr. Terrific have the best action sequence in the film in a Superman movie?
I don't think he did.
Oh my God.
I think that third act of Superman was rocking the shit like a Jason Bourne movie, man. They were in the baseball, and that's another scene I really loved. That's because that's my kind of Superman. Even while he's whooping their asses, he's trying to see the good in them and be like, "Don't listen to Lex. You don't have to do this. It's not too late to change your mind. Don't make me fuck you up, lady." That's basically what he's saying. And then she did the nanobite thing, and then that third act was extra good, man.
But at that point, he'd already gotten out of the at that point, I'm trying to remember. Did he already get out of the prison at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was right after Ma can't polish his boots. I polished the boots for you. Go kick some ass. And he
Polish your beats. I'll go get them.
Dude, the scene where she's talking on the cell
Oh.
phone. Oh, it was so painful to watch. Jesus Christ.
Who was talking when Lois was?
Ma
Ma
Kent
Kent.
was talking to the
Oh.
cell phone. Oh my God, what a dumb redneck.
Because of that trope, because that vicious,
oh.
evil. No, that part did kind of suck. It's not only do I feel like that's ageist, I feel like that's ageist, but I also think that, hey man, we're not really flyover states, man. We're not all really big and dumb out here in the country.
I know. That's why I didn't like the stereotype.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of profiling towards,
Well, okay. So it's like this. A large
That's not Americana. I'm sorry.
Well, hold on. A large portion of my job is taking old people home. People who do not know technology. Right? People who cannot follow simple instructions as to go here and walk there. And
dude, my mom's always calling me to ask me how to do something on her phone. Yeah, I get that. But what she did was so over the top, stupid. And again, it was played for laughs. It was the joke.
Well, no, I'm not. Well, don't guys, calm down in the chat. I don't mean that I feel that way, and I didn't like that. I don't like the way people are portraying it. That's what the scene means. That's what I mean. People are saying like, "Oh yeah, look, Grandma's so dumb," and Clark's dad's so dumb. That was one of my favorite parts of the movie. The talk with his dad. I wish it was longer, And I'm just saying, everybody's like, "Yeah, look at these dumbass rednecks." Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm originally from Chicago, but I love living rural, and rural people are not dumb. We even have paved streets. Did you know that? Hell yeah. Whoa. It's not all gravel and dirt. We have paved roads.
Music Man says in the comments section, it fucking wasn't. It was funny to me. And that's the point. It was funny. It's just joke after fucking joke after joke.
The scene itself didn't bother me. The things that people were saying about
question. So then in this particular scenario, are we saying that Man of Steel was better because it took itself more seriously?
And I think it took itself. Look, I will go to the grave saying it was too serious with Snyder, too fucking goofy with Gunn. We needed something in the middle, and we didn't get the middle. We needed middle.
I don't know, man. Snyder.
And wait a second, you're trying to tell me that Mr. Terrific's action sequence wasn't as good as you're talking about the third act. You're talking about the rainbow.
No, I'm saying that fight scene was dope.
Holding up the stupid baby that he couldn't save.
Mr. Terrific was a scene stealer. Mr. Terrific was a scene stealer, and his fight scene was amazing. And it was also classic James Gunn. He put it to a soundtrack. He added some great music in there. What I mean is, I thought Superman's fights were just as good, if not better.
Don't even get me started on the soundtrack.
The Snyder thing, man. Snyder came in at a time when people were sick of the Boy Scout. They were sick of all the boy. They asked for a darker, more serious Superman, and Snyder gave them that. But he also did it in a way where he humanized Superman, and that's why I became a Superman fan, is because of Zack Snyder. Now, I'm not saying but I do like Man of Steel better, but it's not fair to compare them. You know what I mean? Like, one's not better than the other to a lot of people. It's just different. I had two brothers. Okay. I didn't love one more than I loved the other. I just loved them differently. People do that with their movies. I think it's really unfair to compare Snyder's. And it's going to keep happening with Man of Steel. And
the only reason really why that gets compared is because of how it ended. And what I mean is how the studio stepped in and butchered his movie. And then the Zack Snyder's Justice League edit, and then bringing back Henry Cavill, then firing Henry Cavill. If that wasn't so messy, because people aren't talking about Brandon Routh, right? Like, people aren't saying that. Like, all through the marketing, they referred to Smallville, they referred to Christopher Reeve. They never talked about, hardly ever brought up Henry Cavill.
The most hated Superman ever. I mean, movie. Nothing against Brandon Routh. I like him.
No, but what I'm saying is
the one that people disliked the most. So it's not going to get a lot of verbal air.
But the reason it was disliked is because it was a direct sequel to the Donner films. They brought back the John Williams score. They brought back the beautiful colors. they had a great Superman but a bad script. So in their minds, the studio's minds, well, they don't want that anymore, so we have to go do this. And after Christopher Nolan, people forget Christopher Nolan was executive producer on Man of Steel, and David S. Goyer wrote the script, who wrote The Dark Knight. So like you went in a different direction. Like everyone keeps talking like it's Snyder wrote the script. He didn't write the script for Man of Steel. He just directed the movie. And so the thing that frustrates me is like they went from one extreme to the other, and then now they're going back to the extreme that nobody wanted in the Superman Returns. And the John Williams score was so butchered in this movie. Like, and the way they used it was stupid.
I disagree though. I really liked it, especially that electric guitar. I
see, here's the thing. You like the electric guitar, but yet the original score that John Williams did won an Oscar. It is no matter what anyone
because it's
says,
a phenomenal score. It's
right.
Then
Star why Wars, butcher it with a guitar? Why butcher it with a guitar? And then why barely use it?
I don't think it's butchered. Sean, I heard people, I think Max was one of them, that said they didn't even want to hear the John Williams score in this movie. And I'm like, you know
why they didn't want to hear it? Because he didn't want to hear it the way they butchered it. If they'd have used I guarantee there's going to be some fan films and fan trailers that come out on YouTube where people take the John Williams score and put it to Corn Sweat, and it's going to play better than the shit that we had. It'll play better. Because they've done it with the Snyder films. They've taken the John Williams score and made these fan trailers, and it plays better than Hans Zimmer. And so when you have something iconic that has that, it would be like if they make another Indiana Jones film and they give it a different a kind of Indiana Jones score with a guitar. You don't do that. You don't mess with perfection. Use the score properly. And that's the one thing that the Superman Returns did well, is they used John Williams' score properly through the credit roll, through everything. And they got that had people's hair standing up on their arms.
Why did that happen? Because John Ottman did the score and he edited the movie.
Well, yeah, and this movie had two editors. This Superman had two editors. They fired one of them and brought in somebody else to rework the whole film. And hey, look, Danny Elfman. I see somebody, Azteca is in the comments saying Danny Elfman said there's only one Batman theme. Well, and look what happened when he came in and did Justice League. He brought in John Williams' score and did paid homage to that, but he didn't butcher it with guitar. And then Danny Elfman brought in his own Batman score.
I don't think that butchers it. I think that you'll have people that like that, or you'll have people that don't like that. But I think it's unfair to say he butchered it. Anytime you say you got to use the stuff from the past because it's the best, you are literally putting their creative expression into a box and not allowing them to do what they want and put their own vision out there. And isn't that why people got mad in the first place? They wanted Zack to be able to finish his vision. Well, why can't James Gunn have his own vision in the way he hears it in his head? I'm not saying you got to like it. I'm just saying to say he butchered it. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, anytime
you're robbing someone of their artistic and creative expression.
Go back and watch the film again. Anytime the score truly kicked in, was when Crypto showed up to save the day. Pay attention. You would hear the first three beats, dun, 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 and you'd never hear the dun, dun, dun. It didn't happen until Crypto showed up at the end when he whistled for him.
He was entirely possible that was done on purpose because they wanted to really emphasize Crypto for the marketing. Because I think the reason people are going to go back to watch this multiple times is because of the dog.
Now, the only person going back to really watch it multiple times is RJ.
RJ.
Dude. I love that guy, but he's seen it 5 times already. And he's going to be the guy to try to carry the whole movie on his shoulders, to get it across the finish line.
I mean, good for him.
That's dedication. That's dedication.
That's not just dedication. That's obsession. And you know what? Hollywood needs more of that. So listen, all of you teachers out there living with your parents during the holiday, go see more fucking movies.
You ain't got shit to do next week. Go see Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you got the 7th Jurassic Park film that's in theaters now, and they used the original score at certain beats in the movie that made people's hair stand up on the arms, even if it's the 7th movie and the story wasn't that great. Like, if you have something that wins an Oscar, you use it. You don't butcher it. And they butchered John Williams.
In Jurassic
Sorry.
Park or in
No, no, they butchered John Williams and Superman.
I mean, the fact that both movies are in theaters and they both have classic Williams scores that are used multiple times throughout the film is kind of funny if you think about it, right?
I'm just saying,
but doesn't that go to show you where the artistic purity lies? It's with someone like John Williams.
Well, yes,
John Williams also just said that you also have been saying this whole stream, that do something different, James Gunn. Stop doing the same stuff. Stop stealing everybody else's stuff. Do something different. Well, then he finally did something different with the soundtrack, and you're saying, why didn't you keep the original?
But since 1978, that music.
It's one of my favorite scores of all time. It literally maybe is.
That we should like even with the Hans Zimmer thing. I thought Hans Zimmer did a great job with the score in the other movies, and I feel it's like, again, we've kind of already been there. We've already, you know what I mean? Like it's you can do something else. Maybe, I don't know. I agree with you that they kind of set it up just to kind of have, I think to hit that emotional high.
And I don't know if it was just for the dog. I think it was, we're going to tease you with the score for the first act, tease you with the score for the second act. And then in a big moment like Batman versus Superman, you don't hear Wonder Woman's theme until she shows up to say Batman. And it's this great moment where they threw the theme. They finally threw it in the third act. Maybe it was for the dog, or maybe it was just like, all right, now we're going to give them what they want. We're going to give them.
No, it was Superman's beat up for 90% of this movie, and the only one that's going to get the John Williams score is the dog that saves the day, which is Onzo, which is James Gunn's
Uzo.
Yeah, this is James Gunn's dog showing up to save Superman because Superman can't save himself. And he had the kryptonite. Oh, he had the kryptonite poisoning. He couldn't even lift a fucking infant metamorphosed baby Joey above his head. It was stupid.
Okay, I like, I'm gonna defend the movie. Okay, now I feel like I have to defend it. All right, I was one of the ones that I was like, oh god, fuck crypto, this shit sucks. Okay, because like whatever, but
for months, Sean,
for months. But I enjoyed. I think what it is I went in and I just kind of turned my damn brain off, and I was like, once we got past the marketing stuff and the movie started to find its groove, I was like, okay, I got into it. And by the end, I was really into it. And it's, like, I'm not saying that I have necessarily sailed the high seas. However, the IMAX version of the movie did leak online. It's a cam, but you get a good idea based on some of the screenshots of how it looks. So I might have seen parts of it again. And I think it holds up better on the second viewing. So
I've seen it 3 times, 2 in the theater and once at home. I'll just say that. That's all I'll say.
Look, Music Man says in the comment section, he is more human in this instead of the 78 Superman, which at this point is what you wanted. Let me explain something to you, Music Man. This guy has been Superman for 3 years and was destroyed in this movie for 90% of the movie. And Christopher Reeve had only been Superman for several days in that movie. And he crushed it. So I'm sorry. Like, if you're 3 years into your job and you can't do your job, but somebody else can do it after day one, I'm going with the guy that can do the job.
I mean, to be fair, Henry Cavill also only, was like not in it for very long, right? Like he wasn't even Superman at any point in time in the first movie. He shows up when Zod does, and then becomes Superman in the next movie. You know, and that's why the BVS opening. Yeah.
And he's a thief. Let's not forget, as much as I like Henry Cavill in that version of Superman, he's a thief. He stole those clothes.
He stole those clothes.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I love that scene. You got that great Chris Cornell song in the background. I love that movie so much.
But what happened? What about when he rearranged that guy's semi truck? I mean, Jesus.
He did that. Okay. I can explain that away too. Would you rather it be the dude? He had to get that shit out of his system. Sometimes a man's got to get that shit out of their system. So, okay, I can't beat your brains in, but I can make you pay. I'll just take away your livelihood for a few
And
days.
That's the same thing in Superman 2 when he comes back in the diner and he beats the guy up and he shoves him into a pinball machine. Like, people would say that's not Clark would never do that. Superman would never do that. It was the same thing, except he didn't beat the guy up and break his hand and throw him into, because Christopher Reeve really tore that guy up.
There's been a lot of movies that have, and I'll just make this argument. No, I'll shut the fuck up for a little bit. But there's been a lot of movies, especially the original 2, that were able to humanize Superman. I've never been a Superman guy. Never. Never been a Superman guy. And it wasn't until Zach made Man of Steel and I said, I don't really want to see this. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go see this. And I loved it. I loved it because it humanized Superman in a way that could resonate with me. And the only other movie to do that was this one. Now I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "What, really, Chris? This movie's so bad?" But there's other people who are gonna say, "Oh, this movie's so good." And because of this movie, I've gone down the Superman rabbit hole. That's all I've been watching lately. All the DC animation. I've been doing comic books. I've been watching all the old movies with Christopher. I even rewatched the Brendan Routh one. I think that says something for a guy like me who's never liked Superman, and now because of James Gunn and a lot of Zach, I love Superman now. I think and I think that's going to happen to a lot of people with this movie, man. You know, I think a lot of people are going to just give it a chance, man. Give it a chance and let your mind loose for a while. Don't be so nitpicky. Don't be so critical of something that's supposed to be fantasy, you know, of something that's plot holes. Yeah. Okay. The moon thing, I got nothing for you. Like, you win. But I think it's not fair to I keep harping on that. I know, guys, but it's so unfair to compare these two directors, man. Their visions of Superman are so different, but they're both really, really good. And this felt like an actual comic book come to life on screen. I don't care about the campiness. I really enjoyed this movie, and it's putting me in this zone where I'm starting to really love. I get it. At 50, I'm starting to get, this is why people love Superman.
Dude, I'm happy for you if that's what you enjoyed. I'm happy for the people in the chat if that's what they enjoyed. I just didn't enjoy it, and I have every right to just feel that way.
I've been telling people that. We've been telling people that all week, Sean. Like, don't be getting all personal with Sean because he didn't like a movie.
No, if you go into my review with the over 1,000, comments, I reply to people and say, I'm glad you liked it. It wasn't for me. I'm glad you liked it. It wasn't for me. And I say that a lot in all my comments when I reply to people.
And what have I been saying for years? But when it first came, when the trailer first came out and people wouldn't shut up about it, I was like, I don't give a fuck about this movie. I just want my friends to get what they want. I hope they get, because they've been dying for a good Superman movie. But somewhere along the lines in that trailer, and the score was part of it, that and real slow, set in a D, like a drop D. I'm like, yo. And then when I see him holding the hand of the robot, I was like, that's my Superman. That's what I've always wanted. And so
what was with the robot stabbing itself in the head?
It was like malfunctioning. It was really malfunctioning.
Oh God, it was so stupid. I don't know. It just seemed like he could have laid there malfunctioning and then had that same moment. But again, James Gunn can't do something without like going overboard on the comedy with it stabbing itself in the head.
Yeah, James Gunn has
a moment.
He does have, and that was one of me and Matt's criticisms. As much as we love this movie, there is, like, he didn't let the moments that were supposed to hit breathe. He didn't let him breathe long enough. But went right back into that comedy. But I expect that from James Gunn now. It's why I like Peacemaker. It's why I love the Guardians movie so much. I just think, I'm sad that all my friends didn't get what they wanted, but for the most part, everybody that I wanted to get, they got a good Superman out of it. But the ones that didn't like it, my boy Rusty, my mentor, the man that made me an artist, he hates it. He fucking hates it, man. He hates this movie. He hates it. Like, he was getting triggered through the whole movie. Like, he just doesn't like it. And a lot of the same points he brought up are the points you brought up. But everybody else I know, they loved it. But Rusty's a Snyder guy too. Like, he's hardcore Snyder. I wouldn't exactly call him a cultist, but he's definitely a bro.
Spherical Man says in the chat, the fact that Superman valued all life and was disappointed when the Justice Gang killed the kaiju. Okay, let me ask you this. If he had saved the kaiju, the fuck was he going to do with it?
Well, he said, he was like, maybe we could put it in like an intergalactic zoo or something, or study it.
This is what I'm saying.
But that's optimism. But that's optimism. It's like, okay, maybe we can save this thing. I don't want to kill it. What do we do? I don't know. Maybe put it in the zoo. Fucking Jesus Christ. And then Mr. Driver's like, yeah, fuck you. Like, we're going to kill it. I mean, it shows you the dichotomy between the two characters and their ethos, right? And so it's like, he wants to find a way to save life, protect life. And they're like, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to fucking kill it, because they know that there's going to be another one coming around the goddamn corner. And that just shows you, like, again, like the differences in their approach. And I think that's perfectly fine.
Oh, okay. What the hey, dude? What the hey, dude?
Okay, yeah, there's a couple of cringe things in there, but I mean, that's,
Okay, there's some dialogue problems, obviously.
yeah, we're not saying it's a perfect movie. like
Oh,
for me, man, it
the
feels a
fortress
10.
had a zoo. Is that what the Yeti creatures? I mean,
He said they wanted to send him to an intergalactic zoo. We don't have to kill
yeah,
him.
but if
Maybe
the fortress had a zoo at some point, because I heard that too.
Yeah, no, it did. It did in All-Star Superman.
But again, we're all supposed to check our brains at the door and just assume these things. Show me, don't tell me. That's the problem with this movie.
Okay, no, I see what you're saying, but I also feel that for let's get this thing off the ground, right? Let's get it off the ground. Let's make it work. I think it did its job.
Well, they already greenlight the sequel, right? Or are people lying to me? Has it not been confirmed?
I haven't heard anything like that. But what I will say is I love the coping from the people going, well, this is it wasn't totally great, but it's a good launching point. Man, that is a cop out. Like it should have been great.
Unfair,
this thing should have been a knock out of the park, and it's not.
Yeah, it's Superman. You're right. It absolutely should have. Okay, Star Wars, DC, Marvel, these should all be just a license to print money. And when you put the Superman moniker on something, you should already think in your head, this is going to be a success no matter what. It's sad that it's not, but I think it's unfair to say people are coping. Well, I think everybody's opinion is valid.
Why it's underperforming.
Well, no, it's underperforming because
I don't think it's
divisive film,
though. I don't think it's underperforming. I mean, internationally, sure. But
people love it here, bro. It's
doing well. I think it's going to have a drop this weekend. I think people are seeing it this week, sure. But if there was a $12 million Monday and a $15 million Tuesday, and tomorrow is the first day that AMC is doing those discounted tickets, so is that going to get people in the door as well? And if that gets people in the door as well, like, okay, like, is that going to be a thing that goes up?
As somebody who used to run movie theaters for 6 years, Discount Tuesday is for elderly people. I'm just telling you that, dude. The only people that would show up on Tuesdays for Discount Tuesday are old people watching not Superman
or poor people.
And what I'm saying is this Tuesday, if it blows up and everybody goes on Tuesday, I mean, what, people don't work, people don't have jobs, people don't go to school, what? I don't get it. Like,
it's summertime.
My daughter starts school on Thursday. She goes to a year-round school. There's lots of year-round schools. There's not everybody's.
Oh man, I wish my kids could go to a year-round school.
It's pretty cool because
Father of the Year.
she goes for 2.5 months, and then she gets 3 weeks off, and then 2.5 months and 3 weeks off, and so we're going to be able to plan vacations and stuff a lot better. But it's pretty cool to go year round.
No, I mean I got mine. We have there's a children's museum locally. I bought a year-round membership for that. Then I bought a bowling membership for the summer, and we go to grandma and grandpa's to go swimming, and I'm keeping them as active as I can without driving myself fucking insane.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing the whole, my daughter, I said earlier, she just got her yellow belt in karate. So she belt tested this past weekend and did her forms properly. And she kicked a board and broke a board. So
we didn't do that. We had to but I know what you're talking about. She's going to be a badass when she gets older. But yeah, I used to hate belt testing. Oh, I hated it.
Well, she needs to, because there's too many jerks out there. I don't want people messing with her.
Yeah, absolutely. Go straight from karate to jiu-jitsu. She'll be a killer.
Yeah.
No one will ever mess with her.
Be grappling everybody.
Yep.
So I have some super chats to get to. It is late, Sean. I don't know if you can stay if you want to go or not.
No, I'm good.
Okay, because I know people probably want to talk more positive.
Get to the super chat. Let's everybody get excited about Superman.
I'm not gonna lie though. I like heel Sean. I don't give a shit. I've been telling people for weeks. Hey, he can say what the fuck he wants, man.
Oh yeah.
I don't agree with him,
No,
but
it's
he
all
can say
good. It's
what he
all
wants,
good.
you know?
It's all great. So yeah,
I wish I liked the suit. I still think the suit looks like trash.
the suit grew on me a lot. It did. It grew on me a lot.
I still don't like the trunks, guys. I'm sorry. I just don't.
I
The
can't get
Tony-
over the blousers or the bloomers on him. Looks like old lady bloomers.
She said her Freudian slip. You just called Superman a bitch. Wow.
Okay, let's see here. All right,
Super
let me
chat.
get over to the chats. H Barts for fiber. Thank you, buddy. Says I liked it when Henry Cavill showed up and David said we need to talk.
That was a great part. That was a really good part, man. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh God. Wouldn't it be funny if Henry Cavill comes back as another character? I'd laugh so hard.
Never gonna happen.
Never. He'd go to Marvel before he goes back.
He's
but
so busy with
well,
what
he
he's
already
doing
went to
right
Marvel.
now.
yeah, but I mean like officially, like Captain Britain or something.
Yeah.
But the Cavalrine would be great. Bring him back for the Secret Wars.
I really love the part where Kal-El discovered that his father was a space raccoon. I thought that was pretty cool. You know?
and what was with that Kryptonian language? That's how it sounded. It was horrible. Couldn't even come up with a good dialect. He made fun of the Kryptonians. Oh, Jesus.
I'm excited. Though. I'm excited to see what Cavill does, because I've gone down the Cavill rabbit hole too, and I rewatched The Tudors and even the Count of Monte Cristo, and then that serial killer one, Night Hunter, is so good. Such an underrated movie for Henry Cavill, but he's so busy. He's never coming back. He's got Warhammer, Highlander, and what's the other one? Voltron. Like, this dude's busy, man. Like,
yeah, he's never coming back to that.
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Warhammer, whenever that gets going, but I mean, they're getting ready to start working on Highlander pretty soon. If you notice, he started growing his hair out to look more like Connor McLeod.
Connor.
Yep.
So, but are we going to get a Duncan? No, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. Oh God, don't go me. I don't want to go down
I
that
want a
rabbit hole.
Duncan, and I've got the perfect actor. We'll fan cast for it one night, but get to your super chat.
Okay. Cause I mean, fuck, I
Glenn
love
Powell. Sorry. Go ahead.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell,
Motherfucker, I'd rather have
Duncan.
like goddamn Peter Dinklage to be a better Duncan than
Or
goddamn
bring
Glenn
back,
Powell.
bring back Adrian. Fuck it. He ain't that old.
What's his name? Adrian? No, Adrian Pascal.
Paul.
That was a guy from Heroes. Adrian Paul. Yeah.
Adrian Paul's got some medical issues. He's not looking too good.
That's not
bad.
good.
I loved Endgame. And I'm
Okay,
not a
bring
big
back
Highlander
Clancy
guy.
Brown.
Okay, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, bring back Clancy Brown.
Fuck
Okay.
it,
I'd
I'm
be down
in.
with that. I'd be down with that.
Kurgan comes back. Let's
Safety
fucking go.
pins and all. Bring it.
Let's do it. Let's do
Dude,
it.
here's
Give him a
super
cameo in the movie.
Did you ever see?
Because you know he didn't get paid when he did that movie.
Oh, really? Yeah, they gotta give him a
First
cameo.
film, dude. You got one day. You'll have to deep dive into that.
Yeah, I
story.
haven't. I need to dive into all that shit. There's so many movies I need to watch. But anyway, did you
Never
guys
got
ever
a
see
residual for that movie.
what was it? The show Sleepy Hollow. He was like the chief of police, and that the first episode, the pilot.
Do you know where Sleepy Hollow was shot? In my
In Wilmington?
hometown.
Yeah.
We shot it here. Yeah,
Nice.
the first 2 seasons. Then they
All
moved.
right, now
it
I'm
to
just getting
Georgia
sick
for
of your
season
shit.
3.
Stop flexing. All right, we're sick.
No,
of
all I'm saying is he was beheaded
we're-
by the headless horseman in the first episode of Sleepy Hollow, which made me cackle because I'm like, haha, the Kurgan got it again.
I love that you live there, Sean. I think I that place is so amazing. Like,
I've actually looked into moving there, to be honest with you. Like I legit have.
It's so expensive
Great
though,
place,
man. They
man.
don't.
No,
fuck
it's
around
not
there.
that
It's
expensive.
the fucking
man.
Hamptons of North Carolina.
Hold
What
on,
are you talking
hold on.
about?
Average.
No, it's
hold on,
not
I'm looking
that.
this up. Average price home, Wilmington.
You're looking at 400,000, 350,000 average.
Oh,
house.
that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Oh,
Okay.
well, then that's okay.
That's
then
it?
That is,
Okay.
That is,
Dude,
okay,
I
that's
bought my house.
doable.
I bought
Yeah.
my house for 280,000 8 years ago. It is now valued at double that, and I could probably get about 100,000 more for asking. Now, when
Dude.
the interest rates go down, that's when we're going to be talking. But for right now, my ass is stuck because I ain't paying no 7%. Fuck you, Fed.
Yeah, I've got a 3.25.
Oh yeah, you stay, man. Shit, I'm
Yeah.
at 4.3, but goddamn, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
fuck you.
Belle. I always thought Belle was a Cali girl. I didn't know she was Washington.
Nah, she lives. She doesn't live too far from me. She
I
used to live
always
closer.
thought she was a Cali girl. I don't know why. I always thought she was from Cali. That's crazy.
Nah, she's one of them. Oh, I won't say it, but nah, I was gonna make a crack.
I know what
about-
she is.
No, I was gonna make a crack about Lacey, but that's just a city nearby. Anyway, okay, here we got H Bars another 5. Thank you. Says one of my favorite scenes was when Superman spun all those guys off and lasered them. That's Superman. Also loved Hawk Mommy killed Netanyahu. Fuck.
Oh, wait, really? Oh, so Belle, you moved to Washington? That's so silly. That super chat's crazy, dude. What the fuck, dude?
I mean, listen,
She's not wrong.
There's Bell's not wrong, or H bar. Oh no, H Barts. This is H Barts.
I'm talking about the Hawk
Yeah,
mom.
yeah. No, that's a guy. He is simping for Isabella Merced. That's
Okay.
H Barts. He's also a simp for Ella Purnell, Lily Rose Depp, Sophie Thatcher, and now Isabella Merced. I don't know.
No Rebecca Ferguson, huh? No love for Rebecca.
She's a little older for him. She's probably older than his mom, but you know what, man? She could get it. Anyway.
Dude, I like Rebecca Ferguson.
I don't know if I would say that that the bad guy was Netanyahu. I think he was an amalgamation of a lot of people. You know,
he looked a lot like he looked
a lot like Boris Yeltsin more than anything else.
And the fact that in a PG-13 movie, Hawk Girl committed murder on the guy that looks like Netanyahu, I think James Gunn is saying something there. But that's just me.
Let's fucking go, man. I don't have a problem with any of that.
I don't think James Gunn. I think it's more like a Ukraine thing because the movie never would have got financed if it was, a Netanyahu thing. Yeah,
well, that was where.
They would have given him some serious notes.
In a Jeremy Johns review, he goes, "Oh, it's a loose allegory or whatever for Israel and Palestine." I'm like, "No, it's not, bro."
No, it's.
But I've seen other people try to make the same thing. Like, oh, there's a fence there, and they broke down the fence is a wall. You guys, don't you know the fence is a wall? And that's meant to be like the wall between Israel and Palestine, and that these people, these like dirt merchants want their own fucking land, but then the aggressors have higher technology. It's like, Jesus, because Lex has been selling that country, like he's been giving that country billions.
That's the deep cut, bro.
Like no, but I saw some shit talking about this, and I'm like, you fuckers are reaching.
Yeah, I did too. I saw it.
Yeah, I'm feeling more like President Belarus is probably a more accurate rational skeptic.
Yeah.
But anyway, Hawk Girl, the way she screamed when she flew in.
That annoyed me. That annoyed me.
Oh my God. What a horrible, stupid.
God, just imagine the sound she makes during sex. I'm just going to say it. Right? Just imagine that.
Haters,
you're just getting ready. I mean, just think about it, right? Like she's like, I'm going to cry.
You don't have sex. She lays eggs.
I'm sure I'm pretty sure she's got a poop shoot. Just saying, that's the thing. Anyway, moving on from the anal commentary because Chris is getting sick. Italians don't like butt stuff.
That's not true
because they drink from the toilet.
But we do not drink from the toilet. But there are ladies in the chat, you asshole.
Are you kidding me? For one,
and you're going anal.
I don't. For one, I guarantee you. Okay, dude. I'm just gonna say it.
Go ahead, no, say it. Say it. You guarantee me what? They've had anal. You're horrible.
Rhea's into some shit. Okay, good. I know. I don't mean that. I'm not kink shaming or nothing. I mean that in the most loving way possible. Like, I don't know if it's anal, but you are definitely like, you have made comments before that has made me go like, oh damn.
Just pull the cord with one beat at a time. That's all.
Yeah, you just got to pop, right? Don't it's ribbed for your pleasure for a reason.
Okay, they did know what.
If you think about it, right? So. If you think about it for a second, I thought about this the other day. I was at the store. Corn is designed to be a dildo for women. It's ribbed for their pleasure, and then you can eat it when it's done. So
more super chats, please.
Anyway, also look at Rhea. Look at this. She's like, I'm an angel. We're gonna find her red room one day, and that's gonna be bad. she's gonna be like, I love the 50 Shades of Gay. I've missed these comments. When did Rhea say this? Is a long time ago. She's
so obnoxious sometimes.
He's hinted at things, and then
get yelled at for talking like this, bro. Now it's acceptable. The fuck, man.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm triggered. I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Why are you triggered? We're talking about fucking consensual.
I got yelled at for talking about it. I don't want to talk.
That's different. It's like that. Have you seen that meme of like, hello, human services, right? Like the nice guy says something, oh hello, and then you say something. It's, oh my god, human resources, right? Like it's just the approach. It's okay.
I'm a virgin, guys. I don't know. I don't talk about this stuff.
Yeah, Chris is all like, yeah, that's the Italian response right there. I know nothing about no anal.
I didn't do nothing. I don't know nothing.
Listen, all I'm saying is when it pulled out, it made a sound, okay? You know, it's like she farted and it looked like a Jackson Pollock over here, huh?
He's kind of got that. Many the East Coast.
The Andrew Dice.
I know, guys.
Hickory dickory dock. A mouse jumped off my cock. Anyway, Rational for 5, thank you, buddy. Says Superman getting frustrated at the Justice Gang for being lousy heroes was great. I like when Superman has human emotions and doesn't always smile. I like that too, because they were like the Guardians, let's be fair. But, and the Guardians fucked up a lot in the Guardians movies. So most likely in this case, they're heavily
Dude, it was
based on that.
Star-Lord that couldn't pull the trigger. And he's the one that screwed everything up with Thanos. It was literally the Guardians of the Galaxy that caused all the problems.
Well,
We don't know that. Okay, let's say Star-Lord. He's already got 2 stones in his gauntlet, and he's the Mad Titan. Okay, it took the entire Avengers just to make him bleed. Okay, what would that little space gun really do to Thanos?
It wasn't
Are you
supposed
talking
to
about kill
shoot
the girl?
Thanos. He was supposed to kill the
Okay,
girl.
there's no way he could have done that. He was in love.
No, that's
Dude,
bullshit.
He's in love, man.
Well, they saved the fate of the world, fate of the universe.
Now you're gonna
she
now
said,
you're
"You
gonna take this
promised
from me
me?"
because now I'm gonna start. You're right, because he kind of should.
He fucked it all up.
We
And
we lost Black Widow because of Star-Lord.
because of Star-Lord. Yep.
Wow.
Because the other ball didn't drop on him. He didn't have a full sack.
well,
digress.
I think. I mean, but hey, listen. Then he gets the
Plus, when
opportunity.
he did pull the trigger. Oh no, wait, time out. He did pull the trigger. He did pull the trigger. You guys are wrong.
He didn't pull the trigger fast enough.
Pulled the trigger and bubbles came out. And Thanos was like, I like this guy.
It was because he waited. It was because he waited and gave it too much time. She said, "You promised me."
Yo, now that I think about it, do you think that was foreshadowing when Thanos said, I don't want to get into Marvel stuff. We're getting sidetracked, but I got to ask this question. Later on, Thanos did kill him. And when he said, I like him, he meant it when he said he liked Star-Lord. I think that was a foreshadowing, like, because I'm going to have to kill her. You were willing to kill somebody you love, and I'm going to kill her. I think that was foreshadowing. Shit.
So, I mean, are we disagreeing that Infinity War and Endgame were better movies than Superman?
Yes, we are. And I would bet money that Zoe Saldana does anal. Now, can we get to the next super chat?
Wow, that's presumptuous.
You guys started
Infinity War and Endgame are way better than Superman. Oh my God, it's not even a comparison.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. If I had to make a choice, but I do love this movie. I'm glad we don't have to make choices like that because, you know what I mean. Like, Circle, Chris, stop it! Don't.
We always have
signal,
to.
You little fuck.
I would say Thunderbolts was better than Superman. I would say Captain America, Brave New World was better than.
Yeah, you really hate this movie then. You really don't like this movie.
Well, I mean, like, for one, I think Thunderbolts, as far as a narrative, is better than this movie. I enjoyed the fun of this. I mean, and I really like Captain America Brave New World. Like, I think I'm one of the few people that actually truly enjoyed it for the Incredible Hulk sequel that it was.
I like all three of them. Let's just say they released Thunderbolts and Superman on the same day. It would be hard for me to choose which one I was going to go to. That's for real. I really love the narrative in Thunderbolts, and I think Yelena should be the leader of the new Avengers and stuff. It's really good. That's a hard one. I love both those movies because I really love Thunderbolts, but I really like this Superman movie too. That'd be a hard one. I'd probably just be in the theater all day. I've done it before.
I mean, like it's just like we have movies to watch, which is always good. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's nothing wrong with that shit. That's the nice thing about movies is even if horror in the summer, if you want to go back and watch a legacy sequel with I Know What You Did Last Summer after they tried to reboot the show on Amazon and it failed, right? Like, it's now they're coming back to the roots. So we'll see what happens with that. All right. Garrick for 5, thank you, says, what did you think of the humor in the movie? I knew Jeremy Jahns thought there was too much of the James Gunn type humor present. I know where Sean stands, obviously.
It was too much.
It was, I think, like it could have been toned down a little bit. I don't think there was no, like, what I would call needle drop jokes in the movie. But
I don't think there was too much, Maddie. I think it was put in the wrong places.
Maybe. I think
the timing was off.
Okay, so the crypto thing at the end of that, right? And I know I get that. But the thing was, I think if I got to go back and watch it again, but like, didn't Lex make a move towards Superman, like walk towards him, and that's why Crypto jumped?
He was yelling at him, and Crypto, like, because
man, Crypto sensed
his finger or something, and
Crypto he just ripped off a Marvel movie, like when the Hulk grabbed Loki when he was given some stupid speech, and the Hulk just smashed him everywhere. Same thing. He just ripped off another movie.
Well, I would say that joke landed a lot harder. Because it was like it was unexpected, but in hindsight, you're like, yeah, Hulk would do that.
Absolutely. But Crypto did the same thing. You know, crypto did the same thing.
I know, but Sean, we're in a time where, I mean, and as long as I can remember,
I
what
think
do they
for me,
say? Impression is the best form of flattery. Like everybody steals from everybody.
I have to say this though. I would have enjoyed crypto better if they had intercut close-ups with a real dog. I still feel it had dead eyes the whole time, that visual effect where it just does it's in that canny valley where it doesn't look real for me. None of its weight, the way it landed, the way its shadow was on things, none of it looked real to me. It looked computer.
Give me one, Sean, give me one scene, man, that you actually enjoyed. One scene.
No, but don't you think they could have found a dog, not like Ozu, but like whatever dog they were going to pick, and then have close-ups like when he's laying on his chest.
Yeah, but was Rocket ever fucking real? And people connected with Rocket? Is Baby Yoda
Rocket
ever
talks.
real?
Rocket talks.
So you think Crypto should have talked?
No,
who would have voiced Crypto? That's the real question.
What I'm saying is they were playing
Louis
it as
CK.
if it was a real dog that had superpowers. So if it wasn't going to talk and it was just going to bark, they could have had close-ups of a real dog to give it real eyes.
I thought the eyes worked though. For me,
no, they didn't. Oh my god!
The way it wagged its tail when it was laying on him, and he woke up and he sees Crypto there. And even though it's more of a foster parenting thing, he's not a good dog. I don't like this dog.
You could have found a real dog to do those kind of scenes where he's laying on him, or where he's just looking at him, or
hysterical. But
having it be a completely visual effect. It looked fake.
Did you not like one scene in the movie? And don't tell me, oh, I like Corn Sweat. That's an actor. Is there not one scene that you liked in the movie? Not one that you thought, okay, that was fake.
Go to the next super chat and I'll think about it.
He's really mad. He did.
I'm laughing. No, it's while you guys look, we're talking here and I'm editing a short story, so it's all good.
Okay.
Okay. So here we go. H Barts, thank you. Personal favorite scene was Isabella getting out of the. Oh my god. You are so horny. You are so
there
horny.
Was no scene where she
she's getting out of the shower and she's like drying her hair, and she's wearing a robe. And that's really the scene. That's all it is. H Barts is just a horny young man who needs to stop being so fucking horny. You know what I'm saying?
I'm literally thinking about never mind, am I gonna say it? I almost went there. Go ahead. Next.
Jesus Christ.
H Barts, I got you, baby. We'll save up some money. We'll get you taken care of. We'll just get that out of your system.
We're gonna find. We're gonna find.
Sex work is real work. Let's make it happen, baby boy.
We're gonna totally end up finding a Sophie Thatcher companion doll. And that's gonna be your thing, buddy.
No, you literally hire a professional to dress up like these girls that he loves. You get the Fallout girl to go to his house, or you get Hawk girl to go to his house. You do it. I think it's brilliant. It's just me though.
I think I found one scene I think I liked.
All right, let's do this shit.
It was Will Reeve as the reporter. Christopher Reeve's son. I think that's the scene I like the most.
Everything else was crying in the Fantastic Pod or whatever that was freaking out drinking Alka-Seltzer.
No,
that's Beck Bennett.
Christopher Reeve has a son named Will Reeve who played a reporter in a cameo, and I liked that because I thought that was a nice nod to, to the Reeve family. But other than that, everything's garbage. The whole fucking movie's garbage.
Wow. Yeah. Tough crowd. I don't think I've met anyone who ever hated everything about a movie. Didn't like one.
A lot of the visual effects look like The Flash, very rubbery fight scenes. Everybody was rubbery.
I hate The Last.
Oh, okay. So real quick. Okay. So
movie.
I want to correct Sean on one point. The woman, when the building is falling, the cars did crash in front of her. There is a shot where we see her car stalls and the other cars drive away. We see the cars drive away.
The ones that are wrecked.
The ones that are wrecked, and they were, it was, I've seen enough wrecks on the freeway to tell you, those were barely an inconvenience, but yes, they did end up getting away.
But that whole overpass was packed with thousands of cars trying to flee the city, and they all just disappeared. How convenient. How convenient.
I'm looking at the scene right here.
Look at the wide when the building's coming down in the first.
I'm just waiting for the the Lex office. I did like it when the Lex office turned into a spaceship and flew. I thought that was kind of funny. But okay, here we go. Everyone's trying to leave the thing. Woman stuck in car. Okay, people are running. Building now starting to collapse. All right, everyone runs. We start seeing the bridge. Okay, more or less get it. All right, lady is stuck in the car not starting. Then it cuts to a shot of most everyone already being gone, including the people. So yeah, I can see that being a thing
Hey,
as an inconsistency.
Maddie, what are you watching?
I am right now for the purpose
Of education.
of education, of fair use, of criticism, critique, commentary, and education. I am looking at screenshots provided in a 24 frames a second presentation with decent resolution to be able to confirm or deny what Sean here is saying. I think we are in a space where this is a safe thing to do.
I think it is, especially if you're not showing it.
I'm not showing anything. I just found a website that has what I need. And
Can you send me that link? I'll never watch it again.
So then why do you want it?
No, I was a joke. I'll never watch it again.
Oh, dude, I was live on Perp Stream when like everything started coming on out. And
That's hilarious.
And it was like I mentioned it, and he gets so mad if I ever mention like.
Oh no, he's a true believer. You support the art with your money. Like he.
Yeah, I already paid $30 fucking for a ticket.
Yeah, man, you don't even know. I don't even.
Well, I produced a movie and I got it released in Walmart all across the country back in 2010, and the day it was on the shelf in the DVD section, somebody burned it and BitTorrented it, and on one BitTorrent site there were 9,000 downloads, and and if you multiply that across the board of all the different BitTorrent sites, we lost so much money. And as an independent film, it hurts us.
Yeah, absolutely.
These bigger movies, they can absorb that kind of stuff. We couldn't.
Well, don't they even have
I was never able to pay back the investors in the movie because it was BitTorrented and just downloaded all across the country.
See, I understand.
I think
your
they have
position
insurance in there now, don't they? But they actually have pirating insurance or so much.
Well, it's so prevalent, and it's also something that it's like, I believe in all the years that I have seen this stuff play out, that it's not considered a lost sale because people weren't going to do it anyway.
Well, no. It's the problem is for us, we were such a small movie, my investors, I never paid them back, and it's been hard. But a bigger movie like Superman, where they're spending, $200 million to make the movie, they figure in that kind of loss. They know that's going to happen. But an independent film, do you remember what happened with the movie The Man from Earth? That was one that got pirated, and that's what ended up blowing up. Like when people started, and then Netflix acquired it, and that's when I saw it. I didn't pirate it, but I heard Netflix was getting it, and I'd heard about it because of the piracy, and that's why actually. And then one of the producers of that, him and I ended up following each other years later on Twitter. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Sean, someday you're gonna have to. I'm gonna want a list. Like I want to see some of your work. I do.
Well, my movie that I produced was on Netflix for 6 months, and we only made $360 because they give you 0.03 cents per stream. Like back then, it was in 2010.
Dude, even Tubi offers more now, I think.
Yeah, but this was in 2010 when nobody knew if the platform was going to work. Right. So they were taking a lot of independent movies and they were giving us the worst deals.
Oh yeah, 2010 they were still sending DVDs out, man. Streaming just started, bro.
No, but I remember back then, like there was a whole thing because I was living in LA back then. There was a whole thing about like how to get your movies on Netflix, and it was like I forget the website you could go to, but it was like there was like third-party websites you could go to.
We had a distributor in LA that got us a deal.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was pretty cool. But after 6 months, $350 or whatever it was just garbage. And then they couldn't ever at that point they don't give you spreadsheets showing you exactly where the countries were or anything. They didn't give you any information. You just got the check, and they at 0.03 cents a stream. But now they're producing movies themselves, and it would have been a different story if they had produced the movie. But they were just mailing out DVDs, and they were trying to build their library, so they were welcoming any independent filmmaker to put their movie on the platform. And we got a deal. It was good enough to get a deal.
Nice. Well, I mean, it's like, what was the movie?
It was called Butchered. It's not a great movie. We shot it with like, little to no budget, but we had a budget. I have a free link on my YouTube channel to the movie. It's uploaded.
Oh, I
For
see
people to watch
I see you
for
on
free.
I see you on the IMDb or on the Google page of it. It's
Yeah.
on Tubi.
Yeah, it's been on Tubi. It's been on all sorts of platforms because I have it on Film Hub, so people rent it all the time and then get to own it and put it out there. But they literally they're paying like 0.0003 cents a stream. Like you have to have so many streams, but it's been all around the world. It's not a great movie, but again, we shot it in 2007. Finally, got it released in 2010, and it was a totally independent produced project, no studio help, no nothing. So
well, it's like the movie screenplay that I wrote and produced. I wrote the story, not the script, but I came up with the story and I produced the movie because we shot it at the theater in LA I was working at, and we shot this goddamn near 15 years ago, first week of January 2011. I recently reached out to the directors and I'm like, hey, it's been all these years. Like, if you're not doing anything with it, can I have the footage or copy of the footage to try to get it edited into something? And they're like, no, because we want to try to use, see if we can fix the problems that we didn't have with AI, see if we can get the movie done that way. And I'm like, all right,
wow, that's cool.
I got you, Bell. I'm doing it right now.
We were the first people to shoot on a DVX. I think it was like a DVX 100 or 200. It was it was the first, one of the first cameras that had slot
Panasonic DVX 100 with the fucking with those big ass cards. Only shoot 720p. The studio I was working at. Okay, so when the guy, his name is Ace. That's his real name, by the way. The guy who ran the company. He hit he owed me like $650 from something. And then I go to his first daughter, who just turned 18, by the way. Like, she was born, and he hits me up and he goes like, hey man, I'm not going to be able to give you the money back. And I'm like, why? It's like, because I spent it on something else. And I'm like, what? He goes, it's a Panasonic HVX 100.
Wow.
It's the P2 cards. It's a P2 card.
Yeah, P2 card. Yep.
And then and then he got that little attachment for the lens that kind of has a rotating glass to give it the filmic look.
Yeah, we put grain in afterwards, but it's so funny because it literally, it was a first gen camera. It was really hard to use. And then after the cards filled up so fast that we would spend an hour dumping a card of the day, waiting to shoot for like 6 minutes. And then we'd have to dump the card again. It would take another hour. So our days were forever.
But it almost makes it almost makes you love the Firewire that came out of using the mini DV, right? You're so much easier.
I'll be right back. I'm on a mission. I'll be right back.
No, that's cool. But if people go to my channel and they look up the Butchered under the search for the video, they can watch the whole thing. And the thing was, I said, we had 2 girls that went topless in the movie and who were killed. And I said, if I can get the basic formula of the blood, the TNA and all that stuff. And I have this one girl getting tortured with her breasts hanging out in the first minute of the movie. And I said, if distributors, when they get the movie, if they see that, I know I'll get a deal if they'll see that. Because with horror, that was like a part of the formula. And so literally, if you watch the first minute or so, I don't know, maybe minute or 2 minutes of the movie, there's a torture scene during the credit roll. And you see this, and right away they gave us a deal like so quick. The distributors, Anthem Digital out in it was Anthem DVD out in Los Angeles, they picked the movie up so quick, and because they knew, they were like, this is if you got them in the first 30 seconds or minute of the movie, they're going to watch the rest of them whether they they like the movie or not. You got them in the first couple of minutes. So it was, one of those pretty cool things. But yeah, people should go see it. And in the bio or the description of the video, I explained the whole story about how, we had gotten this thing on Netflix, and then the BitTorrents just destroyed every chance for it to make any money. And so I give the movie away for free and there have been people who have like put the movie up. The reason I put it up myself is I own the copyright.
Yeah.
And I went through YouTube one time and I just searched Butchered and the movie came up and I was like, oh, and I had to go through this whole fight to have it pulled down off somebody's channel because they had put it up there. And so
Yeah, somebody did that with In Search of. I don't even know if you've ever bothered watching that thing. Do you even know what In Search of is?
no.
Oh, it's my movie.
Oh, well then I'll have to look for it.
So
where do I
it's
see
on hold on, I'll just here. So yeah, no, back in 2010, I made this point of view found footage movie called In Search of. I have iso-themovie.com, right? And it's just a shitty ass fucking Tumblr website that I bought. And so you can watch the whole thing up on the website, but it's unlisted. So you have to go in and take a look at it through all that. And
Maddie, do me a favor. This Discord shit ain't working. Here's what I'm thinking.
What Discord shit?
I'm
Oh,
trying to
don't need
find
to.
Bell, but I don't have the number. So here's what I want you to do. I want you
I
to
don't.
just hear me out. Okay. Put the link in the chat so Bell can jump backstage just for a split second, go into the private chat and hit these 2 links.
Hey, Parallax, you can totally nitpick my movie to hell. Look, we shot it in 2007. It's an old movie, so like, yeah, and it was my first movie ever. So yeah, you can totally rip it apart. I don't care.
Yeah, it's not torture porn. I did not make torture porn.
And mine's not torture porn either.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did. Yeah, like Hostel, the movie the screenplay that we did was not. It was killing. There's good kills in that movie. It was a good story. I liked it quite a bit. But yeah, if you want to see this movie, you can watch it for free. iso-themovie.com. I posted the link in the I posted it in the chat. So it's free to watch. But here's the cool thing about this, right? So like it's been up for years. Okay. And so I've got it here. It's unlisted. It's got 7.8 thousand views in the last 13 years. Oops, autoplay. So yeah, it's
yeah.
No. It's like, well, the thing is though, I don't post the link anywhere. Yeah, I post a link to the website.
This is I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. I'm trying to talk to Belle real quick because I think she's serious. I thought she was joking at first. She's like, no, Chris, send it to me. But my shit won't connect with her on Discord for some reason. So if she hits that link real quick and just jumps backstage, she can hit all those links in the private chat.
She actually can't see them because she can't actually do that until she's backstage. You can't see what came before.
That's what I'm saying. She's got to be backstage. She got to jump back.
Well,
when she gets backstage, let me know
again. Yeah.
We'll
okay, fine. Jesus. That's the station also is like,
I'm excited. I wanted to watch it and get
okay. Yeah. Yeah. Reyes says, "Oh, I remember this. You shared the trailer. I've shown the movie before too." But anyway, it's free to watch. iso-themovie.com. Every once in a while, I just start like spamming it to like Jason Blum. I'll spam it to people. They're like, "Oh, I'm looking for this movie." I'm like, "Oh, have you heard of this really excellent found footage movie from like 2010?" It's basically like Clerks meets the Blair Witch Project with a splash of paranormal activity. That's actually something a producer told me because I had him watch the movie. And that's what he came back with. And I'm like,
you should try to sell the rights to have it rebooted.
Parallax here says In Search of His Kino. I would probably redo. I don't know if I'd redo it myself. I'd probably do the original version of the story that I wanted to do, and everything. But like even everything I'm doing right now with like the short story stuff that I'm working on is all designed. All the stories are designed to be outlines of films, And so if I can get them to find an audience, the goal is to find a literary agent and try to go like, hey, buy these stories, and then I can write the screenplays.
Yeah, it's just so hard. I mean, I've been working 10 years to get one of my projects off the ground, and yeah. I have a literary agent. And it's
a total thing. But I'm like, I have a plan. I'll tell you privately about it, just to give you an idea of what I'm doing. But it's I mean, I'll tell you what I'm not against though. I'm not against like legitimately going out to like the mall next to my house, holding up a sign, and just like fucking try to crowdfund for movie money that way, right? Like go up there like a fucking vagrant and be like, no, I have a job, but I want to make a movie. I think people would fucking throw down cash for that. They're like, wait a minute, hold on. You want to make a movie? Yeah, I want to make a movie.
They might. I mean, I've had some success with short films. We just raised $3,800 for a short film, and I've raised $6,400 for another short film. So, like, I've had success with GoFundMe's for small film projects, but never a big movie. It's just.
Oh yeah. Well. See, the thing is with me is I'll tell you this. I don't have a desire to do a movie like Superman. I don't. It's too much. It's too much. My brain doesn't think that scale. right? I mean, I could come up with an idea, but like I'd have to sell that idea off to somebody else. I couldn't, because when I write stuff, I think of things that I could feasibly make. That's how I've always been. I don't think of it like like let my brain go to places that are gonna be big and massive. Like for me, it's like, how could I make this a reality? That's how my brain operates. And that's something that like I'm hoping to kind of get past with these short stories, because like I'm using the old Lester Dent formula, like the old pulp writer guy who created Doc Savage.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I just finished up this. I mean, and I'm using AI to help me out, but I spent like 5 hours yesterday and today plotting out the whole story and using the AI to help me fucking formulate it. And like some of the prose is fucking, I showed Chris, he was like, shit, this is good. I showed him like part of the climax.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's
the ice cream truck thing is just go right there, Bill. Brocoflix.
Yeah, just Google that.
Just put a .com
Just
behind it.
Google that.
The
Yeah.
first thing that pops up.
Yeah. I'm surprised websites like that exist, to be honest with you.
I am too, man. I'm surprised whatever.
But anyway, you know, if purpose watching, calm down. So but all right.
Rewatch, and I'm gonna get yelled at, but whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so let me go back to some of these super chats here. Okay, all right. So H Bart's here also says, I wonder if Zod is a good Kryptonian in this new universe. Probably not. I don't think he's going to be anything other than what we know him to be. You know,
be a space raccoon. Watch, it's something like that, man.
It's no, but I think like I do feel that Gunn is gonna maybe make a bit of a jokey joke out of it.
Have you heard the theory that it's not really the pushbacks? Got James Gunn thinking maybe I shouldn't have done that, so we're gonna spin it to where Jor-El isn't really Jor-El, it's Zod pretending to be Jor-El.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, like the fact that the whole thing with like the spread your seed and get a harem, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I thought
like this can't be real, and then they're all like, no, it's totally real.
That's one of the few things I was like, this is all right. This doesn't fit. You know, that's why I say it's not a perfect movie. I love this movie, but there are parts about it where I went, the fuck?
Well, you know what they say, if it does not fit, you must acquit. So, it's I mean, that to me was a bit odd, because I thought that it was something that Luther came up with. And so kind of having that whole like needle drop of like, no, it's real. They really wanted you to do this.
That's right. Jor-El is like that in some of the comics though, man. I mean, it seems like more of a Zod thing, but in Smallville, they did that for like 4 seasons. They made Jor-El like, you're supposed to be conquering these people. Why do you love these people? That like they've gone down that road before, where Jor-El was like, we are genetically better than you. Like full Zod mode.
Like, okay, Omni-Man.
Well, the thing is, in Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, Zod didn't believe he was doing anything wrong, because he was bred to be a warrior to defend the race of the Kryptonians. In his mind,
like he was doing the right thing.
He was doing exactly what he was created to do. So he wasn't doing anything bad. He was,
and that makes a lot of sense, right? That makes a lot of sense. Again, people always go, "Oh, fucking bad movie." Like, no, like the writing on that was actually pretty solid.
Yeah,
like
the writing. Well, it was Goyer. He's a good
Goyer,
writer.
yeah. And I do think, but I do think that the writing here has a bit more subtlety to it, and I think there are things that are like gonna come into play later on. But I think also they just kind of had to get this done, right? Like this movie is kind of how I view sex. It's like
not an excuse.
Get it done. Get it out of the way.
Not an excuse. It could have been great right out of the gate, but it's just mid. It's mid.
I did like Michael.
Okay, so here. Okay, okay. Hold on. Here we go. All right. So, according to Box Office, as of an hour ago, this is Reddit's Box Office. Says here that in Malaysia, I think Superman stumbles to 9 with a disastrous $300,000 Wednesday. One admission per screening will be pulled out of mass theaters by this weekend. 10 million officially gone, aiming for 9.6 finish.
Ooh,
I'm assuming that's Mayor in Pro. It's China. Sorry, China. I was wrong.
Yeah.
So in China, Superman is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's over.
And so RJ is on suicide watch, obviously.
Depending on the drop this weekend, I mean, I honestly believe this movie finishes 500, where they said
it could
maybe.
I honestly feel if Fantastic Four and the 3 movies that come out this weekend are any halfway decent with their box office, this thing may finish like Thunderbolts.
Yeah, that's not good.
I don't think it's going to finish like Thunderbolts. I think it's going to be a little bit higher, but it is also, but it really is about
2 more weeks.
How the American audiences handle it. Because at this point, it's like Sinners. Everyone's like, oh my God, Sinners did so well. It did. domestically, not internationally, domestically.
No.
And so it does kind of feel like what you're looking at here is to some ways maybe a rejection of some of these movies that are about Americana.
Yeah. Oh no, we are not people. We're not anybody's favorite right now. We are.
No, and people need to remember that David Zaslav, that owns Warner Brothers Discovery, is friends with Trump. And if you don't think China and all these people with the tariff wars,
I think
want to punish the allies of Trump,
absolutely,
they're going to punish the allies of Trump. Or it could just be that the movie sucks.
I don't know. It maybe sucks for outside the country. It's doing pretty good here domestically.
The new Smurfs is Paramount. The last 3 Smurfs films or 4 films were Sony. Paramount has the rights now, and they brought in Rihanna and all sorts of stuff to spoof up the movie. John Goodman's in the movie and playing a character, and so they're hoping it does well, and it's tracking 20 to 40 million. So, and there's no other kids movies. I mean, Lilo and Stitch has been out. The people that have seen it have already seen it. How to Train Your Dragon, people have seen it. So those movies are still bringing in money. But Smurfs is gonna
PVOD today.
What did?
How to Train Your Dragon and Megan 2 both hit PVOD.
I met them.
I liked How to Train Your Dragon live action. I didn't think I would.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
He's actually a really cool guy, man. John Goodman. I've met him. I've actually worked for him.
Yeah, John Goodman would be fucking great.
One of his houses got really fucked up in Katrina. We went down there and did a hurricane relief, and I worked for a marble and tile company for a while, and we redid all of his floors. He's a nice guy, man. He just stays in his bedroom.
Cool.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
That's cool.
Okay, where are we?
He was down here in Charleston doing Righteous Gemstones.
I need to watch that show. I haven't seen it.
A lot of friends worked on that, and they liked him. So, but yeah, all I'm saying about is just anything that makes a dent in Superman's box office is going to suck. Like it's just gonna that's why I think they started making the excuses of like, well, if it gets to 500, we'll be fine. If it just gets to when they started backpedaling on the box office from the CEO and then from Zaslav, when they start backpedaling, they already knew. But it's like I've been telling people, they're already forecasting to write off $3 billion in losses this year. Warner Brothers, no matter how many movies they had this year, if they all hit $1 billion, they're still $38 billion in debt. And they're writing off $3 billion this year, and they're going to be writing off most of Superman. Like this is just what's happening because the company's crumbling. And so until they get their house in order, Warner Brothers is just not successful. It's not a successful brand. They can't even get AAA credit. Their credit was downgraded. Their stock did a small bounce from $9 and some change up to $12 when Superman was dropped, but now it's back down around $10. It's already dropped $2. The stock is crap. So
didn't it? Yeah, I mean, hold on here. WBD stock. I haven't looked at it. Let's see. Warner Brothers. Come on.
Could be $11 today. It was 10.
1203. 1203.
Yeah.
Fucking yuppies, man. You stock nerds.
But listen, before Zaslav took over, the stock price for Warner Brothers was over $25. So they've lost half.
To be fair, as of 9 a.m. this morning, I guess you could say this being Tuesday from my end, they were at 1170, or they opened at 1169 and they closed at 1206.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near $25 a share when they took over.
Well, that's true. Well, let's see. They were God damn. When were they 77? I can't. Oh, in 2020. Wait, in 2021, March of 2021 is they hit $77 a share. Wow, you know what's really fascinating about that is it came out in March of 2021.
Oh no!
Right, so March 15th, 2021 is when Warner Brothers. That doesn't make any sense because I don't know if Warner Brothers Discovery was a thing at that point in time, right?
No, they when they merged,
the merger hadn't happened yet.
When the merger happened, they saddled themselves with a lot of debt because they created HBO Max. Just like as of 2025, I think Disney's finally out of debt from starting Disney Plus. And then that's when they were ramping up all their spending and borrowing to start creating content and doing things. And it's just been a disaster.
What did they release in March of 2021? Or what were they up against?
Oh no, well, that was the theaters were closed. The Snyder Cut opened on March 18th.
Oh my God, it did. It
HBO
sure the
Max.
fuck did, man.
Yeah,
It sure the
yeah,
fuck
it did. Maybe they were anticipating a fair amount of return on that because that was pretty big. And then it dropped off after that. Okay, moving on here. Let's see. H Bar's just $2. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Also, H Bar says, I don't simp for LL Lily Rose was a dark time. Dude, you were I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. You don't fucking run away from your simping.
I think H Bart should just say, fuck it, throw caution to the wind, let the chips fall they may, and make his own OnlyFans. I think H Bart would be great at OnlyFans. And then he would just get, he would be dripping in bitches. That's how they said on South Park. They're dripping in bitches.
Dripping in bitches. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. I want to start making t-shirts, not for like Hollywood After. I mean, I do, but it's like, it's so funny today. Oh, by the way, we went out to Costco and Walmart, and I was wearing my Hollywood After Dark hat. And so like my girlfriend's like, I'm really glad you're wearing that hat out because like I hadn't, and she's like, it's a nice hat. And I'm all like, yeah, the logo, right? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, you know what it is, right? And she's all like, isn't it Pornhub? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, only you would do that. I'm just laughing. She's like, only guys are going to get that joke. And I'm like, that's okay.
I've even got the music in my head. I know the Pornhub music. And I don't even watch porn that much anymore, man. Like
it's just like crazy. It's funny. Nobody does it like Naughty America. Anyway.
Wow, fuck. You did that really good. Holy shit.
Yeah, but I can't sound like Angela White when I do it. Anyway, H Bart's here. Thank you. Says I will gladly be picked up by Hawk Girl and dropped by her. At least die happy. Also, I'm taking those screeches to bed, bruh. I don't even know how to respond to that. That is so wild.
Hawk Girl's gonna hawk Tua.
I mean,
that right?
Hawk Tua is at least a real person. She's down on her look right now. You might be able to go on in and get that.
Oh, she's fucked, man. That chick.
No, she came back. She came back.
I know
she's
she
launching
came back,
another
but
podcast.
She's it's just gonna die slow.
It is. You don't have Jake Paul money backing you up because that's what it was beforehand. The Talk Tua thing that had Jake Paul money.
Oh wow.
That's why it got to be. That's why she got the guests that she did. Is it had that, and so now she's like, I'm just gonna focus on doing, rescuing dogs.
Yeah, that was her thing, animal rescues.
Like, all right, you know what? And you know what? That could absolutely. She started a nonprofit. She's going to be fine. She's got enough good. She's going to start an OnlyFans, right?
Yeah, they offered her a lot of money though.
What have Isabella said is real. Hot Girl is not. Just saying.
What did I just see her in?
Who? Hawk Girl?
And I went, is that the same girl? Is it Last of Us? Is that the same?
Yeah,
girl?
She was Dina in The Last of Us.
Okay, I was like, wow, she looks like Hawk Girl. That's how much I cared about season 2 of The Last of Us. We won't go there.
I haven't seen it yet. I plan on it, but
I will be at Sam's Club tomorrow. That's why I actually have to get off here in a second, take my medicine. But I am going to Sam's Club or Costco, and I'm getting all those games, Maddie. Every one of them.
No, which ones? The Last of Us games?
No. The Star Wars cans. Now you said they.
Oh, right. I felt, the Star Wars cans
35 for how much?
They were $20 at Costco.
Now, that's what I meant to ask you. How are they? How do you know there's all 35? Was it a box that just has all 35 in them?
Yeah, I don't know if it's all. All I know is that like they had it at Costco. I took a picture of it. I'll send it to you on Twitter.
Yeah, work
because my phone's not near me right now. But
I'm
it's in
for real.
Val here says I used to go to the Olympia Walmart a lot. I mean, yeah. If you live in the area, you got to go to that. I mean, it's the Lacey Walmart's better, but
Olympia. Anyway, I'm gonna go take my medicine and crash out for a little bit. I gotta bring a friend to rehab tomorrow. Long story, but whatever. Anyway, I love you guys. Be good.
All right, see you later, buddy. Thank you. All right, H Bart's here. Thank you. Says you don't want to hear what I'm not an Ella simp or Lily was a dark time. I don't want to hear your lies. I don't want to hear your lies. I don't want to hear you be like, I don't, because here's the thing, right? He keeps saying like, oh man, I don't have this thing for Ella, man. Right. And he's like, but I think there's a little bit of shame there, but he's totally open about like full on Merkin Rose Depp. Right. If you saw Nosferatu, that was one of the worst Merkins I've ever seen.
I have not seen Nosferatu. I didn't get around to seeing that one.
It's a great movie. Excellent film. Loved it to death. There's a shot with Lily Rose Depp full on cooter, everything, and it's like the world's worst. It's like, do you ever watch the show Spartacus on Stars?
Bits and pieces. Yeah.
Do you remember how many Merkins they use in that show? So many Merkins.
Yeah,
and like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I'll just take my word for it. Just, it was a lot. Yeah. I was watching them all like, no, that's a pubic wig. Come on, you guys. You're cutting off limbs. You can't get bush. What the hell? It just always throws me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I'm not against it, but it's always one of those things that it's like, it feels fake. You know, like when there's bad prosthetics or a bad makeup job on the actor, it takes you out of the scene. And so if you it's like, was it the girl who played Usha or Asha in Game of Thrones? I forget her real name. You know, there's a scene where she gets fully nude and she's talked about the whole pubic hair thing. And she was like, I wish they would have told me they wanted me to go full nude. I would have grown it out. Because she didn't use a merkin and it looked trim. And you're just like, yeah, that makes sense. She's going for realism. But then you watch Spartacus and you're like, yeah, that is a piece of carpet. Like 1970 shag carpet is what they had in the prop department.
Wow.
And that's what they just strapped on you. Maybe they spray painted it black to match your hair. I got no fucking idea. It doesn't look natural. It just takes you out of the scene. I mean, maybe I'm just a purist.
Well, it's like the pickup shots of Ewan McGregor in Attack of the Clones with the fake beard. It just pulls you right out of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some of those times you can spot that, right? It's like, ooh, yeah, that's not very good. You know, but I mean, like, that's part of movie magic, right? It's meant to suspend disbelief, and if you know how the sausage is made, then it kind of takes you out of the moment for a lot of it, you know. But if you're able to kind of suspend the disbelief enough, you can look at that pubic wig and go like, I think that is a real pube situation, right? Same with the beard.
So, as long as you can see skin through it, that's how you tell. If you can't see the skin through it.
Well, I was watching, I bought the 4K of Return of the Living Dead a while back, and I'd never seen the movie, but the 4K was recommended and I just was in a mood. So I bought it, and Leanna Quigley's in the movie, and the guy, I read it, I saw a review of it, and he was all like, in 4K, you can really see all of her. And I'm all like, okay, you know, and like, there's a scene in the movie where it's like, she's fully nude, but the shadows are covering her crotch. And in the 4K, it's so illuminated. It's like,
oh my God.
It's like you see everything. It's like everything, you know, but it's also kind of like watching, what was that? There's that Rosario Dawson did a nude scene. I forget which movie it was, but she's completely bald. And it's everything, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, I know I sound like a pervert, but it's my whole thing though was like, I prefer it when it's just the bush, because it leaves something to the imagination. When you see everything else, it's kind of like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like,
showing me everything. They're showing me all their cards.
Yeah. I'm like, like, it's kind of like Gabrielle Lenoir in the Body Snatchers movie. There's a shot with her, and you get that side view and whatever. And it's like, that's tasteful. You know, it's not explicit.
How did we go from Superman spoilers to Bush?
I forget. But I do need to start winding it down. It isn't after 1 a.m. here a little bit.
Yeah, it's 4:15 here. I've got to get up in a few hours. So yeah.
All right. Well, hey man, if you I'll chit chat with the chat for a few, because I know that they're gonna probably yell at me about 3 hours of not talking to them. You know, but that was a good conversation. I think it's okay to disagree. It's like you and I when we talked about Dial of Destiny. That's still one of my favorite conversations we've ever had.
Yeah, me too. And I still like that movie. Is it a great movie? No, but it's awesome. I mean, you know, it gave me everything I wanted, you know, and maybe people that love this Superman, it's given them what they want, and that's fine. It just isn't for me.
Exactly.
I'm still thinking if there's something I like and I haven't been able to put my finger on it. I don't think there's anything I like about the movie.
So, I my hope is that one day something will click. And I don't mean like love
if I see it again.
Yeah,
I may never watch it again.
But I say that, but then again, I also fool myself into doing the same thing for The Last Jedi. Because every time I think about The Last Jedi, I get angry. And then I'm like, what I hate is the blind defense of it. What are you talking about? Right.
Yeah.
But then like, I'll start thinking about it and I'm like, okay, what did I like about the movie? Is it enough to push me over the edge? It's not. I've tried. It's been 7 years. I've tried so much. But
I still can't watch it. It just sucks so bad. Like
it does.
Every time I see it pop up on Disney Plus, because my daughter is all into Star Wars, so she watches all of them, and I haven't really shown her The Last Jedi, and because I don't want to sit through it, and you know, right now she loves Luke Skywalker. So why would I show her a decrepit old Luke Skywalker that wants to slaughter his nephew? It just doesn't make sense. So
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that. I feel though, for me, in many ways, it's kind of like, you know, I look at it through the lens of going like, okay, like, what do I like? You know, like, what do I like? I like the directing. I do like the directing. John Williams' score is great. The visual effects are awesome. That's kind of where I leave it. And that's not enough to get me to go back. But it's enough for me to go like, yeah, like if that would have been done with a more competent screenplay that they just didn't let run amok, then we would be in a much different place right now, I think. And what I hate is all these years later, as much as I like the Knives Out movies, and I really do, like, I think they're fun. I can't wait for this next one. I'm like, that's where Johnson, like, he had to leave sci-fi because he did Looper and then he did the Star Wars stuff. And then he had to, and then he's like, okay, let me go into like Agatha Christie, Jessica Fletcher murder mystery shit, right? Murder of the Week shit, which is fine.
I like the first one. I didn't like the second one. I'm probably not going to care about the last one. My thing with him is because I know he directed it, I can't stomach like turning on his shit. Like, I just can't.
I mean, I guess I get that. It's
when you destroyed something that was so close to my heart, like I can't forgive you. I can't watch your stuff. Parallax says in the chat that he will pay you to never bring me back. So I think you should take him up on that and milk him for every dime he wants to give you.
Here's the thing. I appreciate the offer, but I ain't no sellout bitch.
Oh man. All right. On that note, I'm gonna bow out. I appreciate it, man. I had a great time.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Get some sleep. I'll talk to you later, brother. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, where are we at there? Okay, so 2 hours and 56 minutes. Let's talk to the chat for a few. Ashley, what kind of bush does Supergirl have in Woman of Tomorrow? It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be unkept. I don't even think, we're not talking like a landing strip or a triangle. We're talking just full on drunken, just like desperation, right? Not desperation, depression. When you're depressed, you just don't groom yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the kind of bush we're going to see out of that, right? And I think that's a very character driven bush, if I'm being honest with you. Super character driven. Absolutely. I'll be your whale and just call it off and I'll drop hundreds. H. Bart's here says, thanks for the hot girl photo. I already had it though. Well, I mean, I'm trying to help you out, man. Well, this was a stream. Okay. Music Man says, all he did want was Superman 78 and nitpick like a motherfucker. Okay. So here's the thing with that, right? Sean, I like Sean a lot. I do. We disagree on this and that's fine. I do think that there was a thing. I think him and I went into it very similarly, which is where it's like, we kind of went in with this like chip on our shoulder about it for whatever reason, the marketing, everything else. And then, I enjoyed it. He didn't. That's okay. My hope, like I said, would be for him to one day find something about it that he likes, because that is, I think, the goal of every movie is to find something about it that you like, something about it that's interesting, something about it that's entertaining, something about it that's going to be a lot of fun. I hope he finds that. But if he doesn't, that's okay. That's okay. There's millions of other movies, or not millions, like hundreds of thousands of other movies out there to watch. New shit coming all the time. There you go. RJ, my dear Saggy. I do have that, I think, on this particular, is it this one? Yes. If you want to hear my dear Saggy, that's going to cost you a super chat. Spherical Man saying here, were you glad this wasn't an OP Superman? I was actually, yeah. I mean, like, I found it kind of funny that he was getting his ass beat by Ultraman, who is a clone, right? So it kind of makes more sense. But I like that he was like, because they made him the underdog, and I think they made it work. So there's that. The title of the stream is Sean nitpicking hour and few minutes Superman talk. We'll go a little longer. While they were talking, I finished editing my book, so that works out okay. But I think David Cornsweet was great. I think that Rachel Brosnahan was great. I think Nicholas Hoult was great. I don't have any issue with any of the casting. I liked Eve Tessmacher. I like that storyline. The thing with the parents and the whole harem thing, like, it just, I think the funniest thing about that is that it didn't feel real. right? It felt like a troll job. And then you find out that it's real and it's like, oh, that's kind of a turn on the ear sort of thing. Let's see. Music Man here says that's one of the reasons why I love this movie. He was human and wasn't 78 Superman. I think again, like looking at 78 Superman, because that's kind of like that's always going to be the benchmark. That's always going to be the top of the pile, right? That's it. That's every time. It's always going to be that. He, like that movie's also 2.5 hours long, over 2.5 hours long. There was more time to do. They did the intro. Then they did like the Smallville stuff, and then he goes to fucking Metropolis, and he's Clark, and he's big galoot goofy Clark, and that was something that James Gunn had kind of said about Corn Sweat here, was that he was going to be like a goofus sort of thing. He wasn't though, like he really wasn't. Like he definitely wasn't like the smartest guy in the room, and I think that's okay because he was also representing the audience's POV. And the audience is kind of going into this with him. Now, will he be evolved for the next movie? Yeah, most likely. Will he show up in Supergirl? Probably. Will he show up in other projects? Probably. Will they get more out of him? I think probably, yeah. Let's see. Parallax here says, my Adventures of Superman had a sort of bad Jor-El and Kryptonian Empire, and it worked out well in that show. It's really all about how. How you do it, right? Let's see here. Hold on. Kuhn says, and top it off, you're gonna trust Lex Luthor's translation. Well, I mean, it was like, but that was kind of the whole point. Was like, it was a real thing. That's why it worked so well. It was like, oh, fuck it, no, that's not fake. Like it's legit. Mr. Terrific would have come out and said that it was fake if it was fake, and Mr. Terrific's like, no, it was real. And then Superman has to grapple with that. He has to come to terms with the fact that like his parents were like, wait, come to Earth and spread my seed. He's like, I've only fucked one woman and it wasn't even full power, and that's something, God damn it. I'm not going to like, here's the thing. You guys aren't going to like this, but it's true. They need to address the sex in the next movie. I know Sean won't like that because how can kids like this movie? Well, the birds and the bees. Okay. I'm not saying like, full of, like put a camera inside Lois's vagina and just watch how that cum fires out like a goddamn bazooka. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is like, how do they do it? Because he's clearly not human. He's clearly powerful. And he has, how do you, like, look, guys, come on. Anyone here who's had sex, you guys know what it's like. You start feeling that you're just going to keep pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. Or you keep going faster to get to the end, right? That's kind of how it works. So you're telling me that at any point in time, he's going to have full bodily control on that shit? Hell no, man. Like, I could see a pull-out thing happening where he fires off a shot and it takes out the wall. That would be funny. like they know Spherical Man. They do. They absolutely do. It needs to happen. Okay, it needs to happen. Absolutely needs to happen in the next movie. Right? Because again, if it's about love, and it's about two people from different places finding each other, loving each other, trusting each other. Part of that is going to end up being a thing. Has Superman ever banged anyone else in the comics? Or is he always just had Lois? I think he's always just had Lois, right? Homeboy never played the field. There was Lana Lang, but he never fucked her. I mean, Bride beat his meat, but he never fucked her, right? But Lois, that's always been it, man. That's always been it. That's been the girl this whole life. So it's like he doesn't have that experience. There's a high probability that like he lost his virginity to her when they started dating 3 months prior in the movie. But like, we don't know about that. I think these are things that people need to know about. I think people need to ask James Gunn to go into the birds and the bees of the anatomy of Superman, and whether or not, it's like a small nuclear reactor when he nuts. I'm just saying. Here we go. The original Superman was 2 hours and 20 minutes. The special edition was 2 hours and 35 minutes. The ABC network airing was 3 hours and 11. Was that with commercials or was that everything? Oh yeah, the new 52 with Wonder. Okay. So he did bang. Okay, and there's some stories where Lana's the main. Okay, I'm just saying. I think him fucking Wonder Woman would be really funny. It'd be like that scene from the first season of Jessica Jones, when her and Luke Cage are hooking up, and she's all like, "Oh, finally someone who can take it." And then they break the bed. That's the shit I want to see. That's the real shit. That's the shit that you're like, yeah, they fucking, yeah. And then it's not, but then you can like go, all right, man, cool. They have adult lives. Superman is clearly the bottom of their relationship. Yeah, there we go. Let's do it. Let's see. It would be an awkward love triangle with Lois and Wonder Woman, the drama. See, here's the thing with that, Kunst, right? So speaking of that, are we going to see Lois and Clark break up at some point in time? Now, I say that, I ponder that, I question that in many ways, because what we are looking at is a scenario where, there's got to be conflict in the relationship moving forward. And one of the tropes is always have them break up, right? National Treasure 2 did it, other movies have done it as well, with one of the sequels breaking up the people. But then you have How to Train Your Dragon, which I think is an interesting outlier. And the sequels have Astrid and Hiccup together, and their relationship evolves over the course of the conflict. So would we see, and that can happen even with Guardians, right? Fucking Star-Lord and Gamora, going all the way through, and then her dying in Infinity War, and then him trying to get the new one to fall in love with him again and stuff like that, right? He broke him up, but it's like their relationship, it wasn't his fault that she died. It wasn't his fault that they broke up. She loved him, and she probably would have died for him, and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of interesting. Okay, it was 3 hours and 11 minutes with commercials over 2 nights. Jesus Christ. Fucking TV, man. Music Manager says, I'd like to see them break up, but I don't want him with Wonder Woman. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm being more of a jokester about it. What's the spoiler? Jarbo supporting Superman as a viable character? Yeah. Well, okay, yeah, there was that whole thing, but that was to get to love. You know what I mean? That was to get to love. That's all it was. That was just to get to love, Love conquers all. Love conquers all. Bow, bow, down, down. Bow, bow, now, wow. Wow. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, let's see here. Can I upgrade? Can I buy more? Oh, shit. Anyway, I'm looking to, I'm getting tired. Getting fucking tired. 3 hours. I got to pee too. All right. I have a headache and my hip is hurting. Yeah. We had 3 Brandon bosses. I didn't even see that. Damon Millie here says, me personally, I want Black Superman Valzad. Yeah, but you ain't getting it, man. You ain't getting that, man. They killed that shit. In a heartbeat, they killed that shit. It was never gonna happen anyway. It's just unfortunate and shit. But yeah, I guess any final questions, any final thoughts? Yeah, good job, Circle Man. I didn't even see. Oh, what the fuck? Am I getting a phone call? Who the fuck's calling me at 1:30 in the morning? No. Nope. Okay. Not getting a phone call. Checking my phone though, make sure. Ah, shit. I was gonna cancel my PO box, and then they just fucking decharged me early. Son of a bitch. Oh well. Okay. Sorry. Apparently, the Wall Street Journal said that Zaslav said J.J. Abrams' Superman was woke and he canceled it. I think there was probably something to do with that. Yeah, I think it was just an idea that nobody really wanted. You know what I'm saying? right? I just don't think people, you know, I don't know. I just don't think it really kind of did it, in my opinion. Okay. Shit. All right. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just getting distracted because I'm fucking tired. But who would be Superman's harem? Well, he's from Kansas, so Supergirl. This Superman was a right amount of woke. I don't think it was woke. I think it was just good. I just liked it. I just enjoyed. So, all right, everybody. I'm gonna go. I gotta go to the bathroom and shit. So I'll talk to you guys all later. Thank you guys for listening. I don't know if I'm working tomorrow or not. They had made a comment about it, but I haven't got a call or nothing like that today. So maybe not. Maybe I got tomorrow off. So maybe I'll go live on the other account or something like that. But I appreciate everyone tuning on in. If you haven't already, please give the stream a like. Have a good night, everybody, and peace the fuck out.